What is going on, everybody, and welcome to an exclusive edition, a live edition, if you will, of Foul Territory. That is AJ Pierzynski. I am Alanna Rizzo, and we are live from Phoenix, Arizona. We are at the Klutch House. Thank you so much to the Klutch Agency for having AJ and I here today live. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight. We're having a lot of their athletes. They're going to join us on the set talking about this upcoming season, of course. A lot of prospects, a lot of guys that are already in the big leagues. It's going to be a fun time. There's a pool. There's a hot tub. There is food. There is drink. There is a Japanese toilet that you are super fond of, you told me about. Yes. It is heated, by the way. So maybe the Cubs and the Dodgers are in Tokyo, but we have a Japanese toilet here. It's going to be a lot of fun. This is a new thing for us.
Could they have ordered up better weather?
No, it's beautiful.
Oh, my God.
Beautiful.
And what a house. What a place. I'm taking this bedroom that you can't see behind us. There's a whole house that I'm just going to take for tonight. I mean, you can go back to where we're staying, but I'm staying in that room.
I didn't know what to expect. This house is redonkulous. It's almost like you could have a wedding here. It's beautiful. So we're going to talk to a lot of different folks coming up on the show. Prior to getting into that, though, let us talk about something that CBS Sports is saying: the top 10 Major League Baseball players, AJ, who changed teams this offseason. And you can take a look at the graphic on Charge the Mound as we get into this. Some of them I agree with. Some of them, particularly number 10, not so much. You would expect, who would you think, before you look at the graphic, who would you think number
Soto.
1 is? Of course, Juan Soto.
Shohei, because we talked about him for months and months.
Sure, but this is right. He's still on the same team.
I know, but I figured
now he's going to pitch this year, but he's still on the same team.
But I figured we'd still figure out a way to get him in the graphic.
Oh, sure.
It's good for business.
Just because Shohei sells? Mm-hmm. Okay, makes sense.
By the way, what about Roki? Roki switched teams.
Not really. We're talking U.S. team to U.S. team, not Japanese team to U.S. team. By the way, the Dodgers are on their way to Tokyo right now. The Cubs got there yesterday, so the Cubs ahead of the game in terms of travel, but the Dodgers are flying there right now. So there you see the list. Again, the source is CBS Sports. I don't know how much I agree with this. I definitely, of course, Juan Soto, Corbin Burns for sure, Kyle Tucker going from the Astros, of course, to the Cubs, Garrett Crochet. I thought that was a big get for the Bo Sox. Alex Bregman, naturally. I really thought Alex was going to stay with Houston. Did not. Blake Snell, okay, goes to the Dodgers, obviously. Max Fried to the Yanks, even bigger now that, of course, Garrett Cole is out for the season with TJ, and Luis Gil is out for a significant amount of time. Willie Adames going from the Brew Crew to the Giants. Devin Williams gets to grow his facial hair back. He's a Yank. This is the only one I'm a little shaking my head about. Is there not 11 players that change teams, or why is Nestor Cortez 10?
I don't know. Listen, I'd have to see more of the list, because you start getting into this free agency stuff, and you're like, man, who switched teams? Who did this? Who did that? My biggest thing, Alanna, is look at the teams who lost multiple people. The Brewers, right? Adames, Devin Williams. The Astros, Tucker and Bregman.
That's big.
That almost to me is bigger than where they ended up, because those teams have to try to replace those guys. And those are two teams that don't necessarily, especially Milwaukee, have the money to go out and get guys. Now, they brought in Nestor, but they lost one of the best closers in baseball, and they lost one of the best shortstops in Willie Adames. So how do they replace them? And the Astros lost their right fielder, an MVP candidate, and their third baseman, an MVP candidate. So how do those teams replace them? That, to me, is a bigger thing. And you mentioned the Yankees, they lost Juan Soto and his production. They lost Nestor and what he did. And with some of those guys going down, how do they replace that? It's more fascinating to me to see who lost them than where they ended up.
I mean, with the Yankees, too, it's even more magnified. As we mentioned, this list probably came out prior to even losing Garrett Cole to Tommy John surgery, and, of course, Luis Gil, who was the Rookie of the Year last year in the American League, and now he is gone as well. So the Yankees don't have a ton of depth when it comes to starting pitching. Now, the Los Angeles Dodgers have a starting rotation for, two different teams. They have a starting 5 for 2 different teams. Maybe the Yankees go after somebody that's on the Dodgers. Nestor Cortez, Freddie Freeman sent him to Milwaukee. Let's be very clear about that.
He did. Freddie felt bad about it when we interviewed him the other day.
Did he?
Not
Did
really.
he really?
No, because he got to hit a home run from his grandfather, his father, and his son. So pretty cool. But and he won a World Series again. So I don't think he felt that bad about it. But I did ask him that.
You did.
And he laughed.
I love that you finally wore Freddie Freeman down.
Yeah.
Because you've been teammates with him 10 years ago. Frederick, right? And then you finally said, you know what, you're coming on the show, and you're not going to be able to escape me because I'm here in person.
Yes.
And he did. He came on with us.
I give him credit, although he still tried to get away.
He did.
Even though he was 5 feet away from me, and he was still saying, I'm not coming, because I think we had Evan Phillips at the time. And he's like, I'm still not coming.
He did, though.
But he did. So I give him credit. He was great. He's a great guest. He's a great guy. And he does a lot. And good for you, Freddie. So thank you.
Thank you, Freddie. And then we had Clayton Kershaw. We had a lot of Hall of Famers, future Hall of Famers on Foul Territory this week. We had, obviously, Freddie Freeman. We had Clayton Kershaw. We had Corey Seager today. You were at Rangers camp. That was good stuff. All right. So, again, this list is interesting. Not sure.
Bochy, you forgot Bochy.
I didn't see. Was Boch there today?
He came out and did.
As soon as I finished with Seager, I left. So I didn't see.
Rough
Boch.
life, Alanna.
Yeah, I know.
You got to try. You got to talk to Seager today, and you got to try the Japanese toilet for the first time.
I'm gonna go ahead and give the edge to the Toto the toilet. Okay, thanks, Sieg. Appreciate you coming on. So again, we're gonna have a lot of live guests today here. We are at the Klutch House in Phoenix. I didn't know houses this big existed. This is pretty sick.
It's nice. It's nice. Yeah. Especially in Phoenix, they have grass. This is like maybe the first house I've ever seen that has grass.
It's true.
It's real grass, not rocks, too.
Not
so
rocks,
I'm impressed because that was my one thing being from Florida that I miss more than anything is water, trees, and grass.
Yeah. You probably don't mow your own, do you?
Oh,
yeah.
All
right. Seth Brown, one of the Klutch athletes, is going to be probably our first guest today. We have a bunch of different folks coming up, outfielder and first baseman. 20 home run seasons. He's had 2 of them so far in the bigs, 2021, 2022. We'll talk to Seth Brown about.
And my surprise pick, I've said this on Foul Territory many times.
The Athletics?
The A's.
They're just the Athletics, though. They're not the Oakland Athletics. They're not the Sacramento Athletics. They're not the Vegas Athletics. They're just the Athletics until they figure things out.
ATHs.
The ATHs. They're spending money because they have to.
I don't care. They're spending money.
I'm glad.
Me too. But I think they got a chance to be, because I think Seattle, they didn't improve. Houston, we mentioned who they lost.
Yep.
Already. That division, the Rangers, we'll see.
Rangers don't have, in my opinion, a strong enough starting rotation after the 1-2.
Well, Maley and Bradford are already dealing with elbow things they announced today. So that's one, 2 of their guys are counting on. And what's their bullpen situation going to be? So I think that the A's have a great chance. I mean, the Angels will be better, but I still think they're the worst team in that division. So I think they have a chance to surprise some people. And you know what? I'm rooting for it because I want to see if they do make the playoffs. They've already come out and said they're not going to play in Sacramento for the playoffs.
Where would they play?
Likely. That's what I want to know. That's what I would like to see.
I would like it for the fans. I would like it for the players.
Me too.
The Oakland fans, I feel so terrible for them. And obviously the players have been through it. And Mark Caissie, who just got an extension, and well-deserved and well-earned for Mark Caissie. You have a bug on your...
It's not a scorpion, is it?
No,
okay,
no, I wouldn't be sitting next to you if this was a scorpion. All right, so this is a fun time for us. We get to talk to a lot of these guys, too. It looks like actually Owen Caissie is going to be our first guest before Seth Brown comes on the show. This is fun for us, too, because a lot of these guys, AJ, are trying to get to where you were in the big leagues for a long period of time. A lot of these guys, obviously all in pro ball, highly touted, big prospects. What have they done so far in pro ball? How are they going to get up here? How are they going to stay? We'll get to they can pick your brain, and you can kind of find out where they are in their process.
I can't wait. This is my favorite part. I say this all the time of coming to the spring training and getting to meet the guys, being in the camps like we've been for the last 3 weeks, and now we get to come here to Klutch House and meet the guys they have. Now, some of them I know already because I've talked to them or already met them or we've had them on Foul Territory, but it's just more time to get FaceTime with them, get to know them as people, and then find out what makes them tick and why they're going to be longtime major leaguers. And Alanna's phone is just blowing up.
I'm very popular. Let me ask you this. If you go back to the list, Jeremy, our wonderful producer who's back at home, if you could throw up that list again, who do you think has the most to prove in terms of the 10 guys on this list?
Number 1.
That's what I thought.
Are you kidding me?
Right? You get a $765 million contract. You probably have the most to prove.
That one's easy to me. I think the rest of those guys have done a lot of things. Now, Garrett Crochet has to prove he can be a starter and pitch 150, 175, 200 innings, but it's Juan Soto.
Yeah.
By far.
I agree.
I don't even know. This shouldn't even be an argument because Corbin Burns won a Cy Young. What's he got to prove? Right? Kyle Tucker's been in the MVP race. Alec Bregman's won World Series. All these guys, Juan Soto, yes, has won a World Series, but you signed for $765 million. You got a lot to prove.
But what if you look at this list and you're like, okay, he's got a lot to prove because he decided to not go back to the Yankees, which is fine. That's his right as a free agent. I'm all about guys getting a free agency and being able to do this stuff. But you go over to the Mets, but you also have a $765 million price tag attached to you. More pressure because of the contract?
Yes, and you left the Yankees to go to the cross-town rival. 100%.
Yeah.
If you had signed for $200 million, people would have been like, lots of people have signed for $200 million. But
it's just,
he set a new record, and he broke Shohei's thing.
Right.
So that's even more. And now every contract, it was like when Alex Rodriguez signed his contract. Every contract after that was compared to his. So remember, finally someone got higher, and then, then it was Trout, and then it was Harper, and it was all these guys that were like, oh, they got more. Well, now Soto's the pinnacle, and that's what everyone's shooting for. So you better perform, because I know this. He's already done a year in New York, and he performed. But let's say 2 years in, he doesn't perform. Guess what he's going to start hearing, Alanna?
Booze.
Mm-hmm. You're not worth it. You're a bum.
And not for nothing. I don't know if the starting rotation is going to be good enough to get to where they want to be. I mean, their lineup is decent. But yeah, you go with a $765 million deal and you turn down the New York Yankees.
Sign me up for that, please. Sign me up. I'll take the $750 million.
I'll take
$765 million worth of expectations, please.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Before we welcome our first guest, Owen Caissie, we're super psyched to have him on. Let's talk about the expectations for the Chicago Cubs.
There are none, Alanna.
Why is that? Because you're a White Sox guy?
Yes, and as a Cub hater, there are no expectations
you don't
for
hate
the
Cubs. Stop.
Do I not? You can't make me like them.
I can't. But
the expectations are high.
Right.
It pains me to say that.
Sure.
But they're high because in that division, the Reds were not as good as they thought last year.
Brewers got worse.
The Brewers, I think, got worse.
Corbin Burns is gone. Devin Williams is gone.
Obviously, Pittsburgh
Adames
is Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Right? And then you have, why can I not think of the fourth team? What's the fourth team in that division?
Well, you have the Pirates, you have the Reds, you have the
Brewers.
Cubs, you have the Brewers, and who's the fifth team in the NL Central?
Cardinals.
Cardinals.
Yeah, that's why we forgot about them, because they didn't do anything.
And Nolan Arenado is still there.
Yep. Well,
and we've been talking about trading him for a long time. All right, let's welcome in Owen Caissie, outfielder, of course, in the Padres system. Second round pick by the Padres in 2020 out of high school. He's just a baby.
No, he's a Cubby Bear now. So
we
have to put a wall between us.
I'm just telling you that he was sent to. I was just saying where his background is. We're trying to teach our folks, about these guys. So obviously, second round pick by the Padres, now a member of the Chicago Cubs. Obviously, part of that Yu Darvish deal, which says a lot about what people think about you. Owen, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
This is a fun time for you, just to kind of get to be in at this level, pro ball, kind of make your way into it. What's been the biggest change for you since high school ball to where you sit right now?
I guess the level of play.
Yeah.
I mean, I come from Canada. I mean,
you can barely tell with your accent.
Really?
Oh my gosh! As soon as you said level, I was like, whoa! I knew you're from Canada, but now, wow.
Probably level of play. I mean, going from back home, there's not much, I guess, quote unquote talent. When you come here, it's a lot different. But every experience is great. So I guess that's the biggest one.
I think Larry Walker would beg to differ about the talent coming from Canada.
Oh, I don't know, man. It's far and few between us. So, yeah.
Moreno.
Hockey.
Yeah.
There's a few.
Yeah, Canadians.
Yeah. Forget. We're going to get
Thompson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to get to baseball. How do you not get sunburn every day?
Dude, I'm pretty good with it.
I mean, seriously.
No, I mean, I put sunscreen in my arms and my neck, and that's really it.
Not your
Once
face?
a day. No, I probably should, honestly.
Yeah, you
Listen
should.
to
You
my
got to
mom.
protect that face.
But no, I'm pretty good. And I leave Arizona when it starts to get really hot.
Still.
I'm good.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm
proud
proud
of
of
I'm
you.
good.
I'm really proud of you.
I got to watch myself, though, sometimes.
I've been here for 3 days, and I feel like I'm already red.
My neck got a little red.
You have a confidence about you. I can see that already.
Maybe, I don't know.
No, you do.
How come you didn't go to Japan?
How
come you didn't stow away in council's luggage?
Too big.
Too big?
Yeah.
All right, tell me about the core surgery that you had.
Core surgery. So I'll start from the very start. So around June, I beat out a ground ball, and I felt like a little like a stitch, I guess, in the midsection and right down my left adductor. And then I played through it, and then I remember specifically the July 4th game. We were playing Omaha, the Storm Chasers. I beat out another single. Probably should start hitting the ball in the air.
Well, yeah. I mean, at least you're hustling.
And then I felt like a release, just in the general area. And then that night I called my mom, and then she was like, "Oh, Owen, she put me on blast for this one." She was like, "Oh, stop being a baby."
Yeah, you're from Canada. You're supposed to be a hockey player.
I know, right? So I took 2 weeks off from that, and I just played the rest of the season. But then I come to find out at the end of the year, I was all messed up. I had 85%. My left adductor was frayed off my pelvis. My right one was better, but really I'm great. I feel great.
Is that considered a hernia?
They call it that, but it's not really. Nothing was protruding. Nothing.
So just a groin injury? Is that what they're?
It's a misleading term, sports hernia.
Okay.
It really just when your like abs and your adductors kind of fray off your pelvis.
Okay.
So it feels like this.
That sounds
Your
awful.
pelvis, yeah.
What causes that? Being
Stress.
fast? Stress?
I think so. Stress on the and how your like body's built. I mean, you're hearing it more and more now, so maybe it could be lifting, more swings. Because I was watching an interview with Barry Bonds, and he was saying like how much we swing now compared to
Yeah.
the 90s and early 2000s. So that could be it. But
Yeah, that's my jam. So
I
be
don't know.
careful. All right. Oh, the
Don't
batting
worry.
practice was your practice.
yeah,
When I came up, we didn't have a cage in the stadium.
Really?
Yes.
He's 117 years old.
Yes.
So
We didn't have a
there's
cage.
that.
So like literally when they were like, "Oh, you get batting practice,"
Outside?
that was your batting practice.
See, I'm not used to that one. I'm used to like cage. I say I'm not a big outside guy. Just doing the cage, narrow my sights,
Yeah.
and then I go to the game. But normally a lot of guys do cage, early work, cage, and then batting practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of swings.
So you played for Team Canada
Yeah.
2023 WBC. I would imagine that's a pretty special moment for you to be able to play for your country.
Yeah.
But obviously, when we think of Canada, we think of hockey. So at
Mhm.
what point did you start picking up a baseball and playing the game and knew that you had something special to play at a higher level?
Honestly, I didn't play much hockey as a kid.
Yeah.
Just on the street. I never played organized hockey at all, mainly because my parents didn't want to deal with the hockey parents. They're kind of crazy. My mom's going to put me on blast.
Because
again for
baseball
that one.
parents are just all normal.
In Canada, they're different, though. Not
That's
like, you
true.
know what I mean?
Canadians are nicer. I have to admit that.
I don't believe that one.
You
But
don't think they're nicer?
no, I don't.
Wow.
No,
Wow.
I don't. But
You're Canadian too. That's weird.
But ever since like I was really young, played. I was always kind of like the odd duck. You know, all my buddies played hockey, but I was the one playing baseball, training inside all the time. But playing for the Team Canada WBC was the best moment of my life.
So who'd you look up to?
Playing, I like being a Canadian.
Yeah, or just being a baseball player.
No one really. I guess my dad's work ethic
Okay.
really kind of, he instilled that for me as a young age. And they let me kind of like flourish. Didn't, intervene with anything. They were the best parents. They sat out in left field, maybe have a beverage or two, something like that, watch me play. But they were the best. They let me do what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
And, they gave me a pathway and opportunity to do that. And also saw that I was like good enough to push me forward, because playing travel baseball in Canada, going down in the States all the time, it's not cheap.
No doubt.
So they really let me have a nice, smooth transition from going through all the levels till now. So I'm really grateful for them. But playing for Team Canada is definitely my favorite baseball moment so far.
It's got to be,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Who was your favorite player on Team Canada? You better say Freddie Freeman.
I was going to say Freddie Freeman.
Him or honestly Edward Julian.
Oh yeah.
That was really
Dempster. Didn't Dempster play on that team too? Or no?
No.
He finally retired.
Yeah.
after Team
2020.
Canada?
This was only a couple years ago.
I heard
Oh,
there's a
but
little
Dempster
rumor
was
he
trying
might
to do it
coach.
forever.
I mean, I could say
Who
that.
was?
Yeah, there's a little rumor he might coach the next team.
Dempster? Oh,
maybe.
Man, you listen. You want him to coach.
Don't
you
worry,
wanna be
I
around
talked to him
him.
about it already. Don't worry.
Yeah, you need to be around Dem.
I love
Yeah.
this kid's confidence.
But I would say Freddie or Edward Julian. I'd never seen Edward Julian play, but he led off the tournament with a home run in the first inning. I was like, all right, let's go like 110, something like that. So we can hit, but
I find it hilarious. He says 110, right? Every person we talked to, we had Jake Berger when we were at Rangers camp today. He's like, oh, I hit a ball 112 or whatever it was.
Mhm.
Like, you guys don't say, I hit a ball like really far. I hit it
They know
430
exactly-
foot.
no, they
It's
know
always
exactly
like
what
the
it
exit
is.
velo.
I guess
Yeah.
it's like the way we're brought up now in the game is exit velo and launch angle. So
Yeah.
we're kind of used to it.
Are you like
instead of saying-
110, 24?
I don't really mess with that launch angle stuff. I just work
You
out
just said
how
you
hard
need
I
to get
hit
the
it.
ball in the air more?
Yeah, that was a joke.
Oh, okay.
I'll beat him out.
Especially in Iowa,
Oh my gosh, this is a boombox.
right?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, definitely Edward Julian. I think I would say Edward Julian.
I remember when I was watching an interview with you, Owen, with Cole Wright from Marquee Sports Network,
Mhm.
obviously who covers the Chicago Cubs. That's the television station there. Just asking what you wanted to do better. You said you wanted to be on the heater and you
Yeah.
wanted to get better jumps. So how do you do that in terms of obviously in the outfield, get better jumps, be on the heater offensively? How do you do that?
Be on the heater. We got this machine. It's called a Traject, and it's like a automated machine with like a picture, like an automated picture
Mhm.
of a pitcher, like anyone you want. And then today I was facing like Michael Kopech. I had him set at like 102. I was sitting off that.
Why
and
you pick ex-White Sox guy?
I'm gonna beat him up.
He'll be careful. That dude is mean.
He's with the Dodgers now, so it's okay.
I know, but he's a White Sox.
Yeah, but you may have,
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, someday you might have to
You
face
might
him
have to
because
face
he's in the
him.
National
Maybe
League.
I faced him last year in spring. Beat me.
Well, see?
Yeah, I know.
Payback for taking him deep today.
I don't know about that one. Just line drives. But and good jumps. Honestly, just BP. Like getting my reps in BP. That's the most live you're gonna get without being in the game. Really, where like it doesn't matter. So, I mean, but big thing for me is 95 plus. Like the best players like dominate 95 plus, and that's what the game is right now.
It is.
So that's what I really want to do is dominate 95 plus. Because like the big thing for the Cubs right now is that 87 to 93 range. It really doesn't like exist anymore unless a guy throws like a 92-mile-an-hour cutter when he throws 97. So really just dominating the 95 plus. I mean, if you look at like Aaron Judge, Freddie Freeman, Juan Soto, they all dominate it. So I'm really trying to like just, I guess, dominate it. Really.
So you have this same conversation with Kyle Tucker when like Kyle Tucker comes over and talks to you. You say, yeah, Kyle, I know you're a World Series champion outfielder with the Houston Astros. Now you're over here. I want to dominate 95 plus. How does that conversation go?
I honestly, I just listen.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be a fly on the wall.
Sure.
Listen to what these guys have to say. And really, I mean, one day I heard Justin Turner talking to Kyle Tucker, and he was like, all we got to do is be ready and be on time for what is coming. And that's all you kind of really ask for as a hitter, because it doesn't matter your mechanics. If you're on time, you're going to hit the ball. Like you look at these guys in the league, and none of them have perfect mechanics, but when they're on time, they become a great hitter. And, I believe the Cubs, have a lot of that this year, and they're ready to, show who they are.
What do you think about when you listen to him talk? Because you have
he's good.
Yeah,
I like what he says. I like what he's
stuff
saying.
way beyond your years.
I just want to know
Thank
when he
you.
asked Kyle Tucker if Kyle Tucker just said, "Don't use batting gloves, rub dirt on it."
He uses them now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
You remember that game he switched?
He gave in.
Yeah.
He gave in to the batting glove gods.
Yeah, he did.
He used to not wear them ever,
Mhm.
and then every once in a while he'd be like 0 for 10, and he'd throw batting gloves on
Throw
and
them
go
on,
deep
yeah.
twice.
It's just a baseball thing.
I don't know. No, I love the way he talks, the confidence that you have. And you say, I just listen. Like, I mean, if you have Justin Turner, as Alanna knows very well, and Kyle Tucker talking, and you could run Dansby,
Yep.
right, and some of the
Hopper.
other guys, Happ and left. I mean, that's pretty good guys. You could sit there and just listen to talk. Nico.
Yeah.
Even Michael Bush, you learned last year on the fly. You could just
Yeah.
sit there and listen to those guys talk, and you could pick up a lot.
Well, for sure you can, yeah. I was actually just hitting live ABs with Nico a couple days ago, and listening to him talk about what he wants to do this year was, pretty cool, and how a guy who's had success for a good amount of time in the big leagues, how his mind works. So that was cool to listen to him talk too. It's good to get him like one-on-one almost, when you just like kind of let them talk, and like ask them questions what you want to hear, and they'll give it to you the right information.
Did Matt Shaw make the team?
He's in Japan.
Yeah, but they take
31,
like
right?
31 players, so they take.
He's in Japan.
Okay.
Go ask Carter or Jed, right?
Yeah, you call him.
I don't got the number. No.
You don't have Jed Hoyer's number?
Maybe.
Yes, you do.
You
100%.
totally have
told
Jed
I don't
me.
know. Look
Hoyer's
at Twitter,
number.
man. He's on the team.
For sure?
Yeah, I think so.
I
He's
don't
in
know.
Japan. He's on the plane.
Sure, but that doesn't mean he's not.
He's
you're
got
not
that
gonna
travel
break-
suit on.
He's not gonna. He may not break camp on.
He might be, though.
He might be. I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. We knew that you probably weren't going to break camp, obviously, with the team because you're dealing with the injury. But what would you consider to be a successful season in 2025?
Being
is
the
your
best
goal
player I
to
can
get
be.
How do you do that, though?
Doing the right thing every day to prepare myself for the game. And that's all I can ask. Whether I go, I'm going to fail. So all I can do is find like peace in my preparation, because I feel like you can win that every single day, no matter what you do. And some days, sometimes even your BP you'll lose, but it doesn't matter until you get to the game. But really just being myself and, like I said, winning my preparation leading up to the game.
It doesn't seem like you have a problem being yourself. You have a great way about you.
Yeah. I mean, parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have siblings?
Younger sister.
You're on the 40-man, so that means you're literally one
step away. Yeah.
one phone call away, one twisted ankle or one core surgery away from
Yes.
from getting the call.
Yes. And trying to stay there too.
That's the
Yes.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. But when you're going to get the call eventually, more than likely. Not going to unless something crazy happens, right? Yeah. Can't knock on Alana's hair. I'll mess up her hair. Who's going to be there for you? Mom and dad?
Yeah.
Let's say you get a call from Iowa and they say, hey, you're going to start at Wrigley tomorrow in a 7 o'clock game against the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
You're calling your mom and dad first. Who else will be there?
Probably, oh, damn.
The whole town you came from?
Just about. I mean, probably my whole entire extended family, and there's a lot of them. My dad's side more than my mom's side, but my mom and dad would be there in the heartbeat. And that's all that really matters to me. Yeah.
Were you a Jays fan growing up?
I was. Yeah.
So
like
who was your favorite Jays player?
Edwin Encarnacion.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you run it when you hit a home
No,
run?
I
Do
don't
you
do
go
that.
one flap
No,
up and
I
have the
don't.
parrot?
No, I got this like hockey run, because I didn't play hockey, but like I play a lot of road hockey, so like I run like this. It looks weird, but whatever. Edwin Encarnacion. I mean, I could say Josh Donaldson, but that's everyone's answer, but it was truly Edwin Encarnacion.
Over Joey Bats.
Because he hit the home run against, I think it was Ubaldo Jimenez in the 11th inning to send it off. And that was like.
But Jose Bautista threw the
That
bat
was
up to
cra-
the.
that
He
started
did,
the
but
whole bat flip craze.
I know,
I
but
mean, like really bad. Like
I feel like Edwin Canessian was my favorite just because of that. And I like Michael Saunders. He was there too.
Mm-hmm.
Colby Rasmus.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just liked him.
Do not dress like Colby Rasmus.
I've never seen him dress. So.
Oh, did you ever see him dress?
How's he dress?
He was from Alabama. I think he's from like Alabama.
Okay.
So he had like a mullet.
Yeah.
And he would. One time I saw him at a dinner or a concert or somewhere, and he had like the cut off sleeves, like
Sick.
all the way down with the mullet.
Being himself though, right?
Yeah. But I mean, you're in Chicago, like
know,
at a night, halfway decent.
yeah, but
know,
you
I
don't
know.
want him to like not be who he is.
I don't think I would do that,
We're all
though.
who we are, but at some point
Yeah.
you got to have a little bit of, hey, there's a dress code.
I guess.
I guess.
I guess.
It's okay.
No, it's fine.
You been to the Rogers Center before?
Yes.
Have you ever done the skywalk?
No, I have not.
You afraid of heights?
Nope. I
No?
just never got to it. Yeah.
Oh man, I got to do that next time. You done
It's
that?
high up there.
I've not done it, no.
So on top of the CN Tower, you can
Yeah.
walk around the outside.
Nope.
Yeah.
The older I get,
When you
the
look,
more
when you
afraid
go
of
up to it and
heights
you look up it, look
Nope.
up there, like you can't kind of get it.
So
It's
I
crazy.
remember catching in the
Mhm.
Rogers Center, and they'd have the roof open, and the tower's there, and we'd always have this conversation on the bench. If that thing falls, which way do you run?
Stay put. I don't know.
I promise you, we'd be on the bench, and we'd look up, we'd be on the mound, and we're changing pitchers. And I'm like, if that thing,
These are the things you talk about when you go to the mound?
well, they were changing pitchers, but which way do you run?
I don't know.
Underground in the
I was
dugout.
going to say,
Yeah,
Maybe.
what happens
for
if
your
you get
life,
stuck
that's all.
underground?
At least you're alive.
That's all.
Good point. Canadians, what can you say? They're smart
And kind.
and very nice.
But according to Owen Caissie, not as nice
I don't know,
as we
man.
think they are.
I don't know. I lived there for 17 years. I feel like road rage is more of a thing there too.
Go to LA.
Oh,
Go
go
to
to
Canada.
Have
Canada.
you driven around Phoenix
Yeah.
lately?
Go to Toronto.
I got at
I'm
least
telling
3
you.
birds today.
Well, that's just because
I
you're
don't
AJ
That's
Pierzynski.
true.
It has nothing to do
That's
with the
true.
traffic or the
Oh,
drivers. Owen, best of luck.
Thank you very
Nice
much.
to have a conversation with you. We're pulling for you. Great to
Thank
be
you.
with you. Thanks for being here.
Appreciate it.
Sunscreen.
Thank you.
Don't forget the
No,
sunscreen.
don't worry, I won't.
Sunscreen.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to talk MLB expansion coming up. It looks like the cities are making a push to get a team. Makes sense, right? Nashville Stars, a potential MLB expansion team, revealed a new logo and a cap. A group called Music City Baseball, guys, is working to bring an MLB franchise to Nashville. I'm in. Like, I'm not going to do sideline reporting anymore, but if Nashville gets a team and I have a chance to go down there and listen to live country music and meet Morgan Wallen, I'm in. Like, I'm in. Nashville? Come
I
on.
love Nashville, but Orlando's on the top of my list.
No, well, you live there.
I know. So,
So that's a very
but I just want to know where they're going to put. I want to know
self-fulfilling-
where they're going to put the stadium
that's a good point.
because the Titans are getting a new stadium, allegedly.
Logistically, what makes the most sense if you want the crowd from
Well, you want the people from Broadway. You need the Broadway because you want people to go from Broadway to the stadium, back to Broadway, and go to the honky tonks.
if I could just meet Morgan Wallen. I don't care where the stadium is.
Stop it.
Can we please figure that out?
We can try. We can try. Well, so there's a running thing that Alanna wants me to introduce her to Morgan Wallen.
I mean, come on.
How hard is it?
I don't know. You know everybody.
That's what I'm saying. So do you. It's not that hard.
No, I don't. Riley Green, by the way, I heard is dating Megan Maroney. Do we care?
Riley Green, the baseball player?
No.
Or Riley Green?
Riley Green, the country
Oh,
artist.
I thought we were talking about
No,
baseball.
we're not talking about Texas or the Tigers. No, we're talking about what about Portland, Nashville, and Portland?
Only if they name them the Portland Pickles. Because they already have the Pickles. So I'm thinking the Portland Pickles. But this stadium looks fire right here, by the way.
Yeah, is that the proposed waterfront ballpark? And that's beautiful. I would do that. I mean, Portland's
Portland's a cool city. They have the river that goes right through downtown. AAA used to be in Portland for the Twins
Yeah.
and for some other teams, but I don't know. It's just so far.
well, I mean, for Seattle, they have to travel all that way. I
Now
mean,
that Portland's just as far, right?
right? No, I know. I'm telling you, I think Nashville would be the way to go. All right, Seth Brown is nice enough to be joining us now here on Foul Territory live from the Klutch House in Phoenix. Seth,
He's from Oregon. Let's ask him.
Oh, yeah.
Well, then how do you feel about Portland?
Born and bred.
You know what? You dress like you're from Oregon, too.
Yeah, I appreciate
the flannel.
With the flannel?
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
100%.
I think you look great.
No,
I don't know what
Port-
AJ's talking about.
Well, Portland would be awesome. My wife's family's from Portland,
Okay.
so I spend a lot of time over there, especially holiday time, and I think it'd be great for the city. I
No
really
doubt.
do. I mean,
Because they support it.
yeah, I think you'd have an incredible fan base in Portland. I mean, I think they're hungry for something, so I think having something like that in Portland would be fantastic. I mean, I know my wife would love it too.
Yeah.
Especially if you played there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, 100%.
Is she a big baseball fan?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Her whole family is full of teachers and coaches, so it's been sports all her life. She played college basketball, so I mean, it's been sports.
Did you meet her at Lewis Clark?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
oh yeah.
So tell me how that went down.
I
Because you
actually-
guys were you like at a training table together?
Yeah,
You get, like study table?
That's actually pretty close. So the first day, I actually got kicked in the mouth.
Oh, wonderful.
So I came down, I mean, bloody towel, holding my face together, and she was on the training table. That's actually the first time I ever met her. I was holding the towel in my mouth.
I mean, if she likes you like that, then you got a pretty good shot that she's going to like you.
Yeah,
with a
no,
normal face.
yeah, it was more of I was in shock still, you know, getting told I was going to get stitches, and she was just on the table, and I was like, oh, nice to meet you. So interesting story.
Yeah, and here
That's
you
a
are.
great story.
Yeah.
I love that story.
That's very organic. The
yeah.
way you guys met.
I
yeah.
want to know about Lewis and Clark because it's NAIA. So there's
Yeah.
not a lot. There might be a lot of people out there that don't even know what NAIA is.
Well, there's a lot of stories that go around LC for sure. Most of them are true. It's a tough place. It's kind of that place you go where it was run like the closest thing you get to the military without being in it. Is
Really?
what I'd say. Yeah, no, I think my first day was probably one of the hardest days I've ever had on a baseball field. And then
Did you go there for ball or did you
Oh, yeah.
go there for academic? Okay.
No, I went there for baseball.
Okay.
They're good though, right?
Oh yeah, no, I won the national championship when I was there. My little brother won it after me 2 years in a row. Actually, we won it 3 years in a row, 15, 16, and 17. And yeah, no, it's a hard-nosed place. You got to be a little different mentally to go to a place like
Did you grow up
that.
in a military family? Did it
No.
make sense to kind of make that transition?
No, I think what happened was, when I went there, it's exactly what I needed as a player.
Okay.
And he saw, I think, what was inside and just kind of poked at it until it kind of showed
Okay.
itself. Yeah. But yeah, no, it'll either, you got to, like I said, you got to be different, and it'll either drag the best out of you or realize how if you love baseball or not.
You
at
have
that
a
point.
massive family. Is it true that
Oh,
you're
yeah.
one of 7 siblings?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
so
yeah.
was there a lot of what's the pecking order? Did you have to
So
fight
I'm-
for a lot of things?
Yeah, no, I'm second youngest.
Okay. So you're almost a baby.
Yeah, it was a lot. I mean, the stories I hear of what happened to me when I was a baby are, it's like, wow, guys, like, why would you do that to me?
Mom and Dad were like, we've already had 5.
Yeah,
more kids,
no,
so whatever.
yeah, no, it was, it was fun though. I mean, we had incredible family time, especially on the holidays. It's always a blast to have a big family going like that. All my older brothers, they were supported me all the way through and all the way up, my little brother as well. And there's a little bit of an age gap. So having those guys around my whole childhood was incredible.
I'm an only child, so I can't speak on
Are
7.
you really?
Yeah. Do you think I wouldn't be? Come on,
Actually,
perfection.
That's why
Alanna,
you don't
once
like
you
to
have
share.
perfection,
Ay,
parents, stop.
please. That's why you
Yeah.
don't like to share. It makes a lot more sense now, actually.
I also love not only do you have 6 siblings and
Mhm.
yourself. I always go on the wiki of
Yeah.
every player that comes on it. You work for the Idaho Department of Fish and Game. during
Yeah,
the
as
offseason.
my-
Are you a game warden? So
I got,
then I should hate
yeah,
you as
yeah.
a hunter and fisher.
No, I'd be a cool one, man. I mean, I'd let
If
you
I was-
know.
So like we have a thing in Florida. If you go turkey hunting,
Yeah.
you have to be 100 yards
Yep.
from the last kernel of corn from a feeder.
Yeah.
Right. So if it was like 99 and the wind blew it over,
I'd
I'd be like, it's close enough.
no, we're good, man. You're good.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
no,
Maybe I will like you as a
So
game warden.
yeah, no. So I do a lot of fishing and hunting in the off season. So I was getting my degree in criminal justice, and for my senior project, it was something I was looking for a senior project to do, and I wound up on the migrations of salmon and steelhead. And so then I looked up, okay, what can I do as part of my senior project? And there was a job opening at the Idaho Fish and Wildlife for going to boat ramps, counting fish, all the fish that came in, the species, size, all that. So I got to spend, it was like every Saturday for 3 or 4 weeks in a row, where it was like I was out all day just watching fish come in and going up and down, and guys would always get a little weird. I mean, I couldn't write you a ticket, I was just there to be like, hey, how'd you do? How'd you do today? Did you catch any fish? That type of thing. But it was a blast. I mean,
Did you write anyone tickets?
no, if I could have, I probably would have
you
tried.
couldn't have.
No, I couldn't have.
You were just counting.
Yeah, no, if something was going on, I'd have to report it. I didn't have that
You
kind of
hunt
power.
too?
Oh yeah, no,
And
I
you
do.
do as well.
Yeah,
My husband
I
does
do a
too.
lot
And
of
he
hunting.
says nothing. My husband played baseball as well.
Yeah.
In the big leagues, and he said there's nothing that gives him calm like being in a stand.
Oh yeah, no,
What
I
is
mean,
it about that you guys love so much?
well, so where I'm at, it's a lot of hiking, but it's the same principle. For me, it's like, you get through the season of travel, the mental exhaustion of it all, the physical exhaustion, all that stuff comes into play. And then when you get October, November rolls around, you get the ability to go to a place where it's quiet at all times. And you're just out there away from everything, decompressing. I'm lucky enough to have brothers I do it with, so it's fun to go out and kind of just get away from the noise of that the season will bring. And I mean it's especially when you have a year of up and downs. It's one thing to come off a season where you're like, man, I crushed it.
Yeah.
But when you come off a season that's up and down, I mean, you're mentally, you just, for me, it's just the perfect release of let's get back to neutral here.
You did crush it though. If you talk about your 20, 21, and 22 seasons, 20 home runs.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, I've been trying to find that ever since.
Yeah. How do you? It's hard, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, this
right in the face.
Yeah, this game it'll test you. I mean, every day. And I think the one thing I've learned throughout my career is you have to let it go. And if you're one of those guys that have a hard time letting it go, for years I was a guy that, bad game, couldn't sleep at night, wake up early, couldn't wait to get to the yard so I could fix it. And that you can get by, but I truly think you find the best version of yourself when you're able just to let it go, let the game be. Because if you're constantly changing, constantly trying to make adjustments and fix things, you're never really just enjoying the game for what it is.
Yeah.
And so I think it's one thing I've learned, is the biggest lesson I've learned in my career is learning to let it go and move on. Good games are going to be there, bad games are going to be there, but it's all part of it.
Has Caissie helped with that?
Yeah,
I played with Mark.
Yeah.
Kind of towards the tail end of his career, and he was a huge prospect, and he had some ups and downs too as a player.
Oh yeah, no, he's one of my favorites. He's a guy who will call you, late night after a game. Hey, come to my room. Need to talk to you. And having those conversations with him is a big help. And he's very, very good with guys. Always seems to get you at the right time when you need to talk. He's like, hey, come here, we need to talk. And that's what you get when you get years of big league experience like he has. I mean, I don't know what he has, 17 years, something like that. But when you play for that long, I mean, you know what these guys are going through. You know what they're feeling. And I think that's important to have, especially with a clubhouse like ours. You've had, especially the last couple of years, you've had young guys coming up, and it's having a manager in that state to be able to pull guys aside and kind of talk them through things, along with having guys in the clubhouse that can do the same thing has been huge.
One thing that spoke volumes to me, Seth, when John Fisher extended Mark Caissie, which I'm glad he did, because it was unbelievably well earned. The entire team was there.
Oh, yeah.
That says a lot about the way you feel about your manager.
Well, we've been talking ever since we kind of went through the process of the rebuild stage. You have to become a family in the clubhouse. Those are friendships you're going to make that are going to last for a lifetime. And, for the 6 months that you're with those guys, but you're closer with those guys than you are anyone else.
For sure.
And so building a more of a family in the clubhouse where you're enjoying the clubhouse for what it is, it makes for a fun clubhouse. And I think that's what you see with us is, we got a group of guys in there right now that truly enjoy being around each other, for long periods of time, because we've all had those clubhouses where you're going in there and you're like, man, half these guys I'm really kind of, I don't know yet, but when you got a clubhouse where you truly go around the room, you're like, hey, I like him. Enjoy each other's company. I think it makes the season and the way you play the game a lot better.
Speaking of clubhouses, have you been to Sacramento yet?
I have not personally.
Have you heard about anything in Sacramento?
So I've heard good things.
Did you play in Sacramento in AAA?
In 19, yeah. Yeah.
And was the clubhouse still in center field?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So are they keeping the clubhouse in center field? So you're gonna have like a bullpen cart to shuttle you guys back and forth?
We should probably get one, honestly.
Stomper. Will you guys still have Stomper?
It's a good question, man. I'm in the
These
dark.
are the hard-hitting things we need to know.
I'm in the dark on that.
Because you could have the head Stomper drive the golf cart around
It'd be
the old
incredible.
Coliseum.
It'd be incredible. I think as of now, I think they did a 2-story ordeal at clubhouse in left center. They're leaving it there. Everything I've heard and from Rooker, all those guys who went out and saw kind of what was going on, he says it's going to be pretty awesome. So I'm excited to see it. In the community there, he says it's fantastic. The fans are excited.
They're excited that you guys are going to be there.
Absolutely. And I think all of us are looking forward to that too.
Yeah, you guys are spending money, which is nice.
Is the ball going to fly?
I keep wondering that myself because
it flew when I was there.
When I was in
2099.
Well, 19 when I was there, that was one of the worst hitting ballparks in the PCL. Now, comparative to the way it flew in Oakland, I don't know. Yeah. It's got to be better, I would imagine, because you hit some balls in Oakland where you're just like, man, I don't know what's going on here. But I think the whole team's pretty excited.
And AJ said that he thought really you guys are going to be a lot better this year. He's excited about what this club is going to do.
I think
you're
you guys
spending
are
money
definitely
finally. You're
be.
Extending folks. You're signing guys to big deals. It's nice to see the Athletics spending money. What are you most looking forward to?
I think just getting the season going, getting into that groove. There's always an adjustment period of going to spring, getting started with the season. but I think the most exciting thing that you'll see is these young guys have really dialed in, their everyday routines to prepare themselves. And I think that's the biggest battle you're going to face when you enter the big leagues is what is going to work for you to get you ready to go every single day. And we've been really lucky and truly fortunate. The system of the Oakland A's, they do a great job of prepping guys and giving guys a little bit extra time, longer periods of time to develop. Speaking from experience, the time they give you kind of gives you a chance to do that in AAA and on the way up. And then when you get up there, you kind of already have that dot. And I've seen it from Zach Geloff. The moment he showed up, he knew exactly what he wanted to do, where he what time he wanted to do it. And you don't see that from young guys, too often. And I think you're seeing that. I think you're seeing the game go that way. These young kids are being called up really young. And so you have to have those things set, ready to go, so you can play every day.
And before we let you go, you were a late bloomer.
So
you see these young kids coming up, and the game is so different today than it was even 5 years ago,
Absolutely.
let alone 10 years ago. You really came into your own at a later stage in life.
Absolutely.
So how do you kind of relate to them and share your knowledge, but also learn from them?
I think the biggest thing I pass on to these guys is a lot of them come up and they've been so good, all the way up. And you see it a lot. Guys come up in the big leagues their first time, and it's the first time they've tasted failure. And getting them to come off that ledge of like, hey, what am I doing wrong? It's just the big leagues. And I think the gap from AAA to the big leagues, and the gap
if not
between
better,
100% of the time, and you have the gap between AAA and the big leagues right now, I think is the largest it's ever been. Yeah. And so when you make that big of a jump, and guys come up and they fail for the first time, just being there for them to be like, hey, you're fine. You don't have to do anything different. Be who you are. It's what got you here. Don't hit the panic button and try and change what you're doing. Be the guy you are.
Yeah.
Okay, I have two questions.
Bring it on, man.
Are you next?
Am I next for what?
Rooker, Lawrence Butler. Are you next? When are we going to announce it live? Or we have your agents here. We have you here. We call Billy Bean on the phone. What do we have to do here?
I just worked there, man.
Oh, come on. Come on. How excited were you though when you saw Rooker and
it's fantastic for those guys. When you see somebody's life change like that and you've been around them, it's a truly special moment because guys, all you want to do is make a living, and when you see guys be able to do something at that magnitude, it's true happiness. You feel like you're part of it, and watching those guys get what they've earned, it's fantastic. And you wish nothing for the best of everybody that comes up. And when you see it happen, it's a special time.
Before I let you go, and this may end up being you guys tonight here at Klutch House, end up in the pool or the hot tub or whatever. Things might get crazy. Why did you shower full uni after a bad game or a slump or whatever?
You got to get that stuff off.
Is that what it is?
There's something in the jersey. You got to get it off.
Quickly, just wash it off, shower it off. But you took it very seriously.
Absolutely, yeah. You got to get it. You got to get rid of it. Whatever's
on Oakland, did you?
No.
I was going to say, I'd be careful.
Tony Kemp did it frequently.
Did he?
Yeah. If it wasn't normally a personal thing. If we had lost a couple games in a row, into the showers with the jersey on.
Really?
Wow. Yeah. Whatever's going on, you got to get it off. And you don't want to go to bed thinking about it. So just do it now and get it over with.
I like it. First, two things. Mm-hmm. You speak like a criminal justice major. You're very intelligent. And you speak like that. And also,
I appreciate that, man.
You kind of look like Alanna's husband. I don't know, the bald head. Maybe it's the bald
head.
A little bit.
A little bit.
It's a new thing.
Chris I know is my husband. He's bald, catcher.
He has a beard.
He does have a beard. Yeah. He
likes there's a lot more baldness. It's a testosterone thing. There's high T guys have bald heads. So
I must be very low T.
Well, I don't know, man.
I got a full head of hair.
You take it right off. Your T levels might raise immediately.
Really?
Yeah, you might.
Wow. Okay. Now that we're talking about high and low T, Seth, thanks for being with us. We appreciate you live here at Klutch House. Best of luck this year. Honestly, I think a lot of good things to come for the Athletics.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Listen, you're my sleeper pick, so let's go.
Yeah, I appreciate it, you guys.
Because I think you guys, with the signings you made, the people you have coming back, I love Caissie.
Oh yeah.
I think you guys have a chance in that division to not only do damage and get in as a wild card, but I think there's an outside shot you guys could win the division.
I really don't. I don't put a limit on what we can do this year. The talent we have, as you know, it's just about putting it together for long periods of time. And I think we're right there with that. Like you said, Kotz is does a phenomenal job of structuring us the way we need to be structured, pointing us in the right direction, having team meetings when they need to happen. He's right on time with all that stuff. And, it's just about making it come together for long periods of time.
If he's ever mad at you, just buy him a nice bottle of wine. It'll all go away. Just buy him an expensive bottle of wine.
That's funny. That works for me, too. All right, we're going to talk much more about testosterone levels, apparently, when we come back on Foul Territory from Klutch House. Thank you so much. Best of luck
Thank you guys for having me.
All year long. Quick word from Scott Braun Eric Kratz, Todd Frazier on Hungry Root.
Kratz, do you like spending an hour on grocery shopping?
Nope. Speed up the process, please.
Introducing Hungry Root to the FT fam.
Now we can all be bougie with our own personal shopper to handle the food shopping, including recs based on what you're looking to put in your body.
I stack my Hungry Root box with items like gluten-free, dairy-free blueberry waffles for breakfast, shrimp veggie bowls for lunch, and a little filet mignon with potatoes and broccolini for dinner.
You can also say just, hey, Hungry Root, I eat paleo, or I'm vegetarian, and they load up your cart with personalized recommendations.
And those recs keep evolving as they learn about what you're into. Also, no BS, as in no artificial sweeteners or preservatives in any of Hungry Root's food. You're going to love Hungry Root as much as FT does. Take advantage of this exclusive offer. For a limited time, get 40% off your first box, plus get a free item in every box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/FT and use code FT. That's hungryroot.com/FT, code FT to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life.
See? Yeah, whatever.
Are we back? Great, we're back.
Oh, we're back?
I'm doing
Hey,
a
guys.
really good job of managing this show. We're going to be at White Sox camp tomorrow. Shocking that AJ Pierzynski would be in Arizona and not go to White Sox camp. We're going to actually be at Seth's team on Friday. You're going
We don't
to
have to
A's
interview.
camp
We
on
don't have to
Friday.
interview. We don't have to interview Seth on Friday. Though he gets a pass.
No, he totally gets a pass.
'Cause
He
he was
just
great.
spent 20 minutes with us, so he absolutely gets a pass. All right, so apparently before we welcome in our next guest, there is a health update on Lance McCullers. Okay, so
He's pitching.
in what should be his final live BP session before getting into a game, he threw 30 pitches against Guillorme, Short, and Rogers. He struck out 2, had 3 balls put in play, and walked 1. They need him, to say the least.
Yeah, they need starters.
No doubt.
And with, they have Fromber, they have Hunter Brown, they have Arrighetti, but then Blanco. Urquidy's gone.
Yeah.
Urquidy just signed with the Tigers, I believe, for a 2-year deal, whatever. But they've lost some of their pitchers. They don't know more Verlander.
Nope.
They need Lance McCullers to come back. They need to bounce back big.
Yeah, they need some help. So that's good to hear about Lance McCullers. Obviously, he hasn't pitched in a game, AJ, since Game 3 of the 2022 World Series. So here's the rotation: Framber Valdez, Hunter Brown, Ronel Blanco, of course, who had a no-hitter last year, Spencer Arrighetti, if you mentioned, and Hayden Wesneski, who I don't know a lot about, if I'm being honest with you. So good for him. All right. Again, coming up here, we have another guest for you at Klutch House. We're happy to have all these guests come in. It's nice, all these Klutch athletes joining us on Foul Territory. AJ Pierzynski, Alanna Rizzo, Dylan Moore, welcome. It's great to see you. We appreciate you being here.
Thanks for having me.
You smell fantastic.
Thank you.
Oh, wow. That's aggressive.
Listen, I'm secure in my testosterone levels.
Yeah,
Alanna.
back to the testosterone levels of what's
Plus,
going
he played
on.
at UCF, so we're good.
Yeah, you have that Florida connection, don't you?
Orlando.
Yeah, I went to a couple
When
of
you were on before, we talked about you.
Yeah,
at
my
UCF.
minor league off seasons. A couple of them were spent at the. I can't remember the name of the place, but your place over there with the high school coach. Can't remember what his name was.
That's a good question. What high school coach? My high school coach?
Yeah, whatever place you have over there that the guys go to. The cage.
He's gone though. He left.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
All right, we've established
I was like,
that.
wait, what?
So UCF, what's the path there? How did you get
Especially
to that
from
point?
California.
I am from
Yeah, because
California.
you
I
were
went
an
to
Angels fan, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, big Angels fan. Grew up loving them. Went to junior college in California, Cypress Junior College, and then went over to Orlando at UCF to finish my last 2 years of college.
Okay.
Yeah.
For baseball too, though? I mean, like, was that was the plan?
That was the plan the whole way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't a great hitter, but I could always pick it at junior college, and so UCF was my only D1 offer, and I went with it.
Good for you.
Yeah.
All right, Angels fan, grown up, David Eckstein. Why?
I was smaller growing up. I wasn't tall until like probably 18 or 19, even like 20. I was still growing. And he was a smaller guy, and he was a hard-nosed player, and I was lucky enough to meet him and work with him this offseason. That was kind of a dream.
This offseason?
Yeah, that was
Oh,
a dream
wow.
come true up there.
He still lives in Orlando.
That's
He's an
right.
Orlando
That's
guy
right.
too.
Yeah, I did not know that until this past year. We got hooked up, and great dude, and that kind of started my love for the game. That 2002 World
I beat
Series.
him up once in the wrestling ring. Does that mean you hate me?
No, it seems like he's out of your weight class.
So actually, this is honestly, you'll like this story. So he wrote a children's book after they had won the World Series with the Cardinals in 06. I lost to him in 02 when you liked the Angels.
Right.
I was on the Twins. We lost to them.
Right.
That year they went on and won the World Series. 06, after 05, I did a wrestling thing where I did this whole thing, and I was the good guy. I was the face.
Okay.
The next offseason, the Cardinals won, and they're like, hey, we want to do a thing with you and Eckstein,
Okay.
being in Orlando. And I said, great. And they said, but you're going to be the bad guy. I'm like, yes, please. Because you can do whatever you want as the bad guy.
Sure.
So we had a whole thing with Rick. I don't know if you know his brother Rick,
Sure,
who's been a big league hitting coach, and he was my bullpen catcher in Minnesota.
Uh-huh.
And so we get all the way, we do this whole thing, and he had just come out with a children's book. And the best part was we were in the ring, and we weren't allowed to touch him. He's like, oh, I'm not doing anything. So instead, you beat up my brother. So instead of David, we had to beat up Rick.
So it was 2-on-1?
Yes.
Wow.
So it was me
Still
and my
out of the weight
partner.
class.
It was me and my partner versus basically Rick, and then he had a guy come in and save him.
Gotcha.
Right? But he had a children's book. And so in front of the crowd, I grabbed his book and I just ripped the pages like, and everyone's like, oh, oh, and I was like, and I threw him at him.
Yeah.
And his brother, what are you doing?
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
you know, we started beating him up. It was great.
I had that children's book.
Oh, you're welcome. Did he sign it for you?
He signed it for
Hopefully
me.
it was the
went
one I
to
didn't. It
went to
wasn't the one I ripped.
I went to the Richard Nixon Library, and whenever it was, and he was doing a signing there, I waited like 2 hours in line, and
Wow.
he signed it for me. Yeah.
Now they say you shouldn't meet your heroes, and you did, and it ended up being okay.
Yeah.
How
it
did
was
you
fine.
guys get connected?
Just a regular guy. The gym that I worked out at this offseason had a new the person who owned that gym knew him somehow, and he works over there at Seminole State College, helps them out a bunch. So I went over there and met him and worked with him this offseason.
How's Mariners camp going?
Mariners camp is going well.
Is it?
Yeah. It's about
What's the difference this year? I mean, listen, you guys are supposed to win, man. You guys have like the greatest pitching staff ever assembled. Like you guys are supposed to win.
That is true. Yeah, there wasn't really a question in there, but yeah, we're definitely supposed to win.
I know, but
Cocktail.
not cocktail. No, but I mean, we talk about it all the time on here. We want you guys to win. I mean, when you look at your starting five and then you look at your bullpen, you're like, this team has
Mhm.
what does it need to happen for you guys to get to the postseason and make a deep run?
Well, everyone not having down years the entire season would definitely help, which I don't see happening. We're playing a little bit more this spring. Guys are getting more action. Dan's bringing in like a little bit more of an old school vibe, and we're getting everybody ready. Not really, not trying to just a little bit get everyone more ready, get the at-bats underneath us. That way we don't have like a slow start because, over 162 games, sometimes we forget about the games in April that we should have won. And we harp on the last couple that we lost to lose it.
I know that you guys, as AJ mentioned, unbelievably good starting staff. George Kirby has a little bit of inflammation right now, dealing with that. You can't really afford to lose him, but you got to make that up in other ways. I know you feel like you have the guys to do it, but position player-wise and lengthening that lineup, you had mentioned everybody has to have not a down year.
Mm-hmm.
What are the conversations like? I mean, it'd be nice if you could just flip a switch, obviously, Dylan, and say, all right, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this. But what has the mindset and conversations been like in spring moving forward?
I think we've talked to each other more as teammates instead of just talking to the coaches down to us. We've kind of conferred more with each other with what we've had success with, what we haven't had success with. The rookies or the younger guys are asking more questions to the older guys, and we're having thoughts and conversations. I think about Mitch Haniger and all of the success that he's had, and he's really good at voicing his opinion and being real clear about what he wants when he's up to bat. Julio's been great. All these guys have been great. We have a good mixture of communication with because every player is different in how they are successful. It's such an individual game, individualized game. So you can pick up different stuff from different people. And I think that we're trying to keep it as a whole. We're just keeping it a little bit more simple, staying through the middle of the field, and just squaring the ball up and hitting the ball hard.
Is that Dan? Is that Dan Wilson doing? Is it your new hitting coach Kevin Seitzer's doing? Is that Edgar's doing?
It seems like it's all been voiced to us. Just kind of keep everything loose and keep everything simple. I think that sometimes over the course of the season and even in spring training, if you're struggling, you want to change everything, and sometimes that can put you in further away from getting back on track. And so to shorten those ups and downs and make it more steady throughout the season, we've been deciding to just kind of make it a little more simple and keep the foundational piece there and not change too much, and and just really focus on staying in the middle of the field and having a good approach.
It's funny, you hear the fans in the stands say, swing at strikes or throw strikes or
it's
hit
so
the
easy.
ball.
So
It's so easy, right? I mean, everybody can do it, obviously. There's 780 guys that make the opening day roster for 30 teams with 26 of you, and each 26 of you have a different personality. So you have to figure out what motivates you. And you just mentioned everybody has a different way of preparing or getting the most out of them. What is that for you? Like, how do you get the most out of Dylan Moore?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's changed over the course of my career. I think that I am more of a simplistic guy in the way that I need to take information in my brain. There's certain things that can get in there that don't really matter when you're in the box facing the pitcher. AJ, there's a difference between game thought and practice thought. In practice thought, you're thinking about your swing and you're trying to feel stuff out. But when you get in the game, it's you versus him,
right.
And there's no one else that can help you. And if you're thinking about things that don't matter, that can hurt you a lot.
Yeah.
So for me, I guess
less is more.
Less is more. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Do you guys talk about the batter's eye? Because it's such a story.
We get talked at about the batter's eye.
But you guys don't. That's what I always said. Like, the players don't talk about it, really, right? Like, I mean, because I don't know. I loved hitting in Seattle, so maybe it was just because Seattle wasn't very good when I played. So it was like maybe the pitching wasn't that great. But I loved going there and hitting. And I'm left-handed, but everyone says right-handed hitters have a hard time because the angle of the batter's eye.
Yeah, there's been a bunch of. For lack of a better term, excuses on why it's a really tough part to hit in. Obviously, the numbers are pretty set on it's one of the tougher ballparks to hit in. For me personally, I've never really noticed whether I see the ball fine there. Now, do you hit balls if you're not a super power hitter? You hit balls into the gap that are home runs in other places that are caught. Can that do something to your psyche? I mean, absolutely. There's a million different things in that ballpark that makes hitting really hard and makes our pitchers really good. So that's the other part of it. That's the other caveat, is that we make our pitchers look really good. So that's something else that we talked about in camp, is kind of changing the way that we're going to create runs and the way that we're going to
hitting and running,
hitting and running, stealing.
Hey.
I like you guys.
How about that?
We have some players that can really do it.
Your hitting coach hates homers, by the way.
Who's that?
Kevin Seitzer.
I'll have to ask him about that. It's only been 3 weeks.
No,
so
I
don't
had
know
him in
everything
Atlanta.
yet. Okay.
In the first meeting, like one of the first meetings, he had a meeting with all of us. He says, "Guys, I just want you to know, I hate home runs." And we're all like, "I love home runs." He's like, "Oh, but it's because of this. I want you guys to hit more line drives and not try to hit homers." So he'll fit right in. He'll fit right in Seattle because no one hits homers there.
Yeah, that's the way to go. Yeah, we have to figure out different ways to score runs. Like even 3 or 4 at home could basically win us the game with our
your pitching staff,
pitching staff and our bullpen.
My big thing for when I went to Seattle was I just didn't want it to be sunny during a day game, because if the roof was open, there was like a little glare off the batter's eye. As long as the roof was closed or it was cloudy, I was like, I see the ball great.
Yeah, I was talking to someone today. I can't remember who it was. Might have been. But the only thing that I notice sometimes is when the sun is setting. It's usually in midsummer time. Seattle is very interesting because the sun will move throughout the year, and like it sets in different spots, and the shadows move in different ways. But when the sun lights up the batter's eye, that's when I find it the most difficult to hit. But that's the same anywhere. I'm sure you're like if the sun is on the batter's eye and it's not black, it's like more of like a Greek light. It's going to be harder to see no matter what.
How many gloves do you bring to the field?
Bring to the field?
Yeah, I mean, you're all over the place.
Oh yeah, wherever I'm playing is one. I got the first base glove in the back and the outfield glove there. I usually just use one. I do have 2 now, infield gloves. I just use one for all the positions. Okay. So I got anywhere from 3 to 4.
But you have 5 because you bring your Gold Glove with you, don't you?
Jesus.
Isn't that in your pocket?
I take it off. I take it off of the thing, and I just carry it with me out there.
I would. If I ever want a Gold Glove, are you kidding me? No one would ever not see that thing.
I would have tried. You should have got the gold chin.
Yeah, I would have. I would have tried to catch with it because it's actually a real glove, right? So you could actually try and play with it. I would have actually been like, "Yeah, look at it. Look at me."
Yeah.
No,
I'm not going to do that, but yeah.
Do you have a preference? Where do you love to play?
Where do I love to play?
Yeah.
The way that I look at it is places that are really hard to win, or places that all stadiums try to get their home team to win, but it's really hard to win in Minute Maid. That team, for a long time, it'll be interesting now. It's a little bit changed, but they've built their team to win in that stadium, and it was really difficult to win, especially early on in my career. So I love playing there because it's a real challenge, and to win there is really fun. The Bronx is another one for me.
Yeah.
That's a really fun place to play. It's like the mecca of baseball. It's always loud. The fans are rowdy. That's another good one. Yeah.
It's funny you mentioned Houston, and we were talking earlier with Seth Brown of the Athletics, and the AL West I feel is wide open. Obviously, I know you guys have an unbelievable pitching staff. You're very good. You're a very good club. But there's a lot of clubs. I think the A's are better than they were last year. I think the Astros are probably worse, perhaps, with the departures of Tucker and Bregman. How do you see it? Obviously, you're going in thinking you're going to win the division, right? But how do you compete in that?
Yeah, it's interesting. With the start of spring training, we only get to play in the AL West, a couple of those teams. So I've only played against the Angels, the Rangers, and the A's. And the Rangers, they look good. Like I don't really pay attention to what goes on in the off season, but like when they get there, hey, they got this guy, they got this guy. The Rangers have a really good lineup. So like it's big league baseball, and everyone's trying to gear up to win. Everyone has their strength, and I guess it just comes down to who plays the best baseball. I mean, I think we have the edge in pitching, which is probably
on everybody,
which is probably the biggest edge you can get. So it'll be interesting. But yeah, like you said, it's definitely wide open. When everyone's 0-0, everything's wide open in my opinion.
All right, I got to ask this just because you played with Justin Turner last year. Obviously, saw his comment recently where he said about your guys not doing a lot.
Sure.
How does that make you feel as a guy that's still on the Mariners and you guys still have a chance to win? You see him saying he wishes you guys would have done more.
Yeah, I mean, there's the way that I look at it is that I can't really control that, and so there's not much for us to do. We all want to win. I mean, every single person in that locker room wants to win. We're a competitor. You were a competitor when you played, absolutely. So we try not to worry about the things that we can't really control. So we're just going to go out there and everyone's telling us that we should have done more and we could have done more. And it's just like one of those things where you can't really control it. So just go out there and do the best you can. And then, like you said, elongate that lineup and score a couple runs, and our pitching will take care of the rest.
Have you seen the video of them doing the exercise balls, throwing the exercise balls at Cal Raleigh and the catchers?
No, I have not.
There's a video on the internet. I think Ryan Divish had it. And they were like working on tag plays and they're throwing like the yoga ball at them.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Yeah, I saw that.
Do you guys do anything like that in the infield?
No, our work is pretty serious in that.
What are you trying to say?
Those
catchers.
Catchers are very, very. They work a lot, so I don't know how they have time to do that type. Because they report with the pitcher, so they have 2 extra weeks to, kind of do whatever. Outfielders, it's a little bit of a free for all, but we have to actually, field our ground balls and actually work. Yeah. Listen, catchers
do nothing.
I have a lot of respect for catchers, especially
Could you
Cal
catch?
Raleigh. I could never
if
catch.
You had to. If Dan Wilson said to you, hey, Dylan, Cal's a little banged up, Mitch behind the plate's got a little creaky something.
Oh,
no, that would never.
You would have to be the emergency guy, though, right? You'd have to be the third guy.
No, I would not have to be the third.
Who would
guy.
it be?
I don't know. It wouldn't be me, though.
I was thinking JP back there.
That's true.
I was thinking Julio back there.
Hold on, let me think about this because with our man, if there came a time where that happened, we'd be in some real trouble. There could be a situation. I always said that if somebody had a good idea to propose to me, if there was a position player pitching, I could go back there, maybe.
But then you don't know where it's going. It might even be worse.
But it's very slow, and I can catch it. He's not throwing stuff in the dirt, hopefully.
Not throwing 100 miles an hour.
Right.
I throw 45.
Yeah, that's much better for me, yeah.
Dylan, best of luck.
Thank you.
Appreciate you taking the time to be with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Go get some more gold.
Let's do it, yeah. I'm with it.
And then you can use it to catch, apparently.
Yeah, I'll give you the other one. I don't know.
Yeah, seriously, why not? I mean, you have 2. You can give 1 to me.
All right, we're continuing our live coverage on Foul Territory here at Klutch House. Dylan, we appreciate you being here. Thanks so much. This house is redonkulous, guys. I'm telling you, it's very, I don't know why we're looking. Oh, there we go. Klutch Sports Group coming in. All the jerseys of their athletes that they represent. AJ Pierzynski and Alanna Rizzo continuing the second hour of our coverage right when we come back.
By the way, you're the longest tenured Mariner. You know that?
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's awesome.
It is amazing. It's the best kept secret in the podcast.
It's amazing.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Can I just get that? Fine.
Keep on
All right, welcome back here. Klutch House, Alanna Rizzo, AJ Pierzynski, joined now by right-hander Gunnar Hoglund. Good to see you. Thanks for being with us. We appreciate you taking the time to be with us. You guys have a little bit of a connection because you went to Ole Miss. Where does your daughter go?
Yeah, we had Owen on here earlier. He's a Cub. You went to Ole Miss. My daughter plays volleyball at Mississippi State. So.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of
And I went to the Egg Bowl this year. I must say, State kept it close. So I was proud that it was close. It wasn't a blowout.
Yeah.
Then I went to the library, and Lane and Jackson Dart were upstairs.
The library. Great spot.
It's like $100 to get into a college.
It is.
Florida.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, some of those weekends, it gets up to $100, and then I wouldn't pay that. So
you didn't have to pay.
Yeah, didn't have to pay that. Yeah, but so it's crazy for sure.
How are things going for you? I know, just to give our audience a little bit of a recap of kind of your career up to this point. Drafted by the Blue Jays, coming off of Tommy John surgery before you even were able to kind of throw a pitch. You get traded, and then you're kind of working through that, trying to get used to a new organization, trying to get your body right, and here you are. You've come a long way. How do you take a look at that?
Yeah, it's been a crazy journey up to this point. Getting drafted by the Blue Jays, it was nice, because I was 10 minutes away, and I was right around Dunedin.
Yeah.
And so it was nice because my house was 10 minutes away, and then I was traded like 8 months later, and I was still hurt at the time, so I was kind of shocked at that. But it's been good. It's been a journey, but I feel like finally got my feet underneath me, got my health back last year, and was able to see some good results. So I'm excited for this year.
That's great.
Dunedin, I tell everyone I wiki you guys when you guys come up here, and I know you're from Dunedin. You're from Port Richey, but where is Fave High School?
5A High School, yeah. It's a newer school.
Because I went to Hernando.
Okay, you went to Hernando High School?
My freshman year, yes.
Wow,
So,
yeah.
Kicked him out.
No. I moved. I lived in Orlando, moved to Brooksville, moved back to Orlando. My parents' job, but so I played like Hudson, Citrus, all those teams. Yeah. In the lakes, so Zephyr Hills, all that.
So
but I'm like 5A, like what is that?
Yeah. So it's called 5A. Yeah, it's a newer school. It's like in 2011. It's a funny story with that. Like scouts would always tell me what school you go to, and I would be like 5A. They're like, no, not the classification.
That's the name of the school.
And so they're like, oh, this guy, write him off. But it's newer school, and I only played sports there. So I went to a school called Dayspring Academy for academics, but they didn't have sports. So then I had to play for my zoned school that I would have gone to, which was 5A High School.
That's awesome.
So yeah.
See that?
I love that.
I love that. I love that. You went to one school and you played at another school.
Yeah.
It's like college. You played at Ole Miss and you didn't go to college, so it's like perfect. It's like the same thing.
I guess, yeah. We like to think of ourselves as Harvard of the South, but hey.
Oh,
okay.
Ole Miss?
Hey.
Come on now. What's camp been like with Oakland? What's the vibe there like? I mean, again, I told Seth when he was here, I think you guys are going to be very competitive this year. What's it like? What's Caissie been like? What's the feeling like?
No, yeah, a lot of excitement. I think we got a lot of good guys in the clubhouse. I think we're going to surprise a lot of people. Kotz is awesome. And I just think, we're a young, upcoming team, and I think we got a lot of good pieces. So
you had good success last year. Started in AA Midland, ended up with the promotion to AAA Las Vegas. Good enough to make the starting rotation for the A's. I mean, can you appreciate the path that you've taken? You said it's been, nothing's linear, right? Like sometimes there's just some massive steps back before you can take any forward. How much can you appreciate what you've been through, and what are you looking forward to the most?
Yeah. I'm just thankful, honestly, to be in this position. Honestly, I'm just looking forward to, hopefully make my debut this year, and, hopefully I can, contribute in a way to help the team win. And, excited.
Did you buy a place in Vegas?
No, I didn't buy a place in Vegas.
Because you guys are going to be there in a few years. So
I know.
You just buy a condo in Sacramento and have your big house in Vegas.
Big house.
I might, yeah. I just bought a house actually recently in Florida. So, yeah.
You just got engaged too, right?
I just got engaged too. Thank you so
It's
much.
been a big off season for you.
Big off season, yeah.
All right. Where's the house in Florida?
Land O'Lakes.
Oh, perfect. They have a lot of butter there.
A lot, yeah. Great butter. Yeah.
Yes.
Alana's
like, wait, what?
I don't know what Land O'Lakes is, for goodness sake. You don't have to be from Florida to know what Land O'Lakes is. What was more nerve-wracking? Just like trying to make it in pro ball or getting engaged? How was the proposal?
Yeah, that was a nerve-wracking day.
How'd you do it?
I did it on a beach, Siesta Key,
Oh, I've
Sarasota.
been there. See, I've been to Siesta Key.
Yeah, we both loved that spot. So it was, it was nice. Did it right before the sunset, and
Okay.
it's kind of scrambling because the sun was kind of setting, and it was like 15 minutes away from going dark, and so trying to find the perfect spot, and but eventually we found
Do
the
you
perfect
remember
spot.
what you said?
See, so I had something planned, and yeah, I got on one knee, and it kind of just all went away. So
Worked out.
It
I'm
worked.
assuming that was a yes.
It was a
Okay,
yes.
good.
Yeah.
Were you shaking?
Honestly, I don't even remember.
You
I
don't
blacked
remember
out.
any of it,
I
do you?
blacked out.
Oh, but I
completely.
did the same thing when I proposed. I know I did it.
Yes.
I don't know what I said.
No, I don't even know. I just went down on a knee, and I think I just said, "Will you marry me?" And that was it. So
Did you have like the professional photographer hiding on the beach as a tourist?
So I didn't, because like we had dinner before and I didn't know the schedule. I didn't know where I was doing it. And so I was just like, you know what? Like I told her after, I was like, hey, we'll get professional photographer later,
There
and
you
we'll
go.
get
That's okay.
good photos done.
That's all right. No problem. Congratulations.
Thank you.
See, the women always want to know this stuff.
I know.
love
Yeah,
it.
they know all the
Well,
details.
We have
and
to
yeah.
understand. People have to understand that they are human beings. They're people
No, but as
before
a guy,
players.
but as guys, we just want to know, did she say yes? Right?
Yeah, right.
Cool. You did it on a beach. I'm sure it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Did she say yes? Yes. Okay. Congratulations. Let's go back to
Let's
baseball.
move on. Yeah, exactly.
Now he just steps out of the way, lets her plan everything, and just shows
Oh
up.
yeah. Trust me. She's here. So I'm sure she's already started the wedding planning,
Oh yeah.
and she's picking out flowers. And trust me, she'll come to you. And Alana's married to a baseball player too. So she'll come to you and she's like, "Oh, do you love these flowers?" And deep down, you don't care, and you're like, "Well, what do you think?" She'll say, "Oh, well, okay. Well, then maybe we should go with a different one." Yeah, you know what? We should.
Oh yeah. I'm dealing with that with the house right now,
Yeah,
because
see?
we just got the house, and we're trying to pick out stuff, and she's giving me options, and I'm like, which one? I'm like, they both look good, and
Right.
she's like, which one? I'm like,
Whichever one you pick, she'll choose the other one.
exactly, yeah.
just
So
do
why
it.
this one?
Yes.
I don't know.
As we mentioned, AJ really believes in this A's club, and I do too. I just think that you can only go up from here, from where you guys have been. What gives you the belief? I know you said you have a great group of guys, but now that you've been around camp, this particular season, they're making some extensions, they're signing some really good players, they're finally spending some money. That's got to give you guys a lot to look forward to.
Oh yeah, it's awesome to see as a young guy. It's cool to see that, and honestly, those guys have deserved it. They've played really well at that level, and I just think some of the signings were like Severino and Leclerc. I think that's all those guys are going to help us win some more games and provide that leadership.
Have they mentioned to you anything about the season? Starter, reliever, we do both.
Up to this point, they've said starter, but I'd be willing to do either. I just want to help the team in any way possible. So
I like it.
I do too, but
He looks like a starter.
If I do, you're a starter.
Yeah.
I see you as a starter.
yeah, I've started my whole life.
Yeah.
And I think I've relieved maybe 1 or 2 games ever in my life.
When
so.
do you remember? Do you remember when you had to relieve?
Yeah, freshman year of college, relieved 2 games there, and that was about it. Yeah,
Are you mad you left the year before they won?
yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it's tough, but I'm happy for them. They had
Did you
a
ever
great
get
team.
beer thrown on you when they throw the beers? And people that don't know at Ole Miss, when they got hit homers, they throw beers in the stands.
That
Right?
seems like a waste
In
of
right
a lot
field,
of
the
money.
right field
field, yeah.
showers. Yeah. So I actually when we run the regional in my freshman year, we went out to right field and got beers thrown on us and stuff. So that
That
was
just
that was
seems like a
cool.
waste of cash.
A lot of these guys are sneaking them in. A lot of these people are sneaking them in.
Yeah, in right field it's allowed. So yeah.
Better atmosphere, Oxford in their stadium or Duty Noble in Starkville?
Both great, but
See,
I
it's like the same thing.
I
Both
got
great,
it.
but whatever one you pick is fine. This is
Well, I'm
just
gonna
like
pick Starkville.
Well, no, I gotta say Oxford. I
have
think
to.
it's the perfect college park, and the right field, you can't beat it. And the fans there are awesome. The town it's unbelievable. It's the best place.
Well, Gunnar, you're officially a big leaguer. Congratulations on securing that roster spot. Best of luck with the A's this year. Best of luck with the wedding. Just say yes, dear. You'll be fine
Yep.
for the rest of your life. We look forward to watching your career. Thanks for being here.
Awesome. Thank you guys for having me.
All right, Gunnar Hoglund, of course, right-handed pitcher for the Oakland A's. We continue here at Klutch House as foul territory with AJ Pierzynski and Alanna Rizzo continues.
Thank you,
All the
respect.
sights
Appreciate
and
it. All the
sounds,
best.
all
Yeah,
of
thank you.
the
Appreciate that.
Klutch athletes coming
We'll see you
through
on
the
Friday. Don't
doors.
worry,
Big
we'll
event
bother
here
you, though.
tonight. We're
Oh,
happy
yeah.
to be a
I'll
part of
take
it.
some money.
Another guest coming up momentarily as he's getting ready. Tobias Myers, the 6th-round pick out of high school by the O's in 2016. We're going to see what he's up to now, signing with Klutch in August. Milwaukee Brewers coming up. We're talking Brew Crew momentarily as he gets. Look at this house. What's your favorite part besides the Japanese toilet?
The backyard. I said grass. They have grass. The
Sick,
pool.
so pretty.
Right. The trees.
Yep.
The sun's not beating down on us. The weather's great. Those jerseys were really cool when we walked in.
I think Gio Urshela is joining us either later today or tomorrow. Severino is joining us tomorrow here because we're going to be back once again live. We just talked to Hoglund. You saw him there. Tobias Myers is sitting down right now. We're getting ready to have. Hi, Tobias. Alanna Rizzo, nice to meet you. So we're getting all set here. Getting him.
We got to mic him up.
Yep, mic'd
up.
He
just said nice to meet you, but he doesn't remember. He did you did an interview with me one time.
Yes,
on Fox. We did an interview with you. You don't need. No one's going to be in your ear. We don't need that. Just take that away.
You look like Kane Brown, Tobias.
Oh,
it's got a little bit of that.
Fourth time I've got that.
But why is that bad? That's a good thing.
My middle name's Kane.
See?
Oh.
Tobias Kane Brown.
Tobias Kane.
That's a good thing.
I'll take it. He's got a good career.
He's successful.
He's doing a good job.
He's a nice man. Beautiful wife. Super successful career. Pretty eyes. There you have it.
I'll take it.
All right, Tobias Myers, welcome to the show. Always appreciate having players on, getting to know you a little bit better. It's my understanding that you're all I care about is you guys, the weddings. His wedding was featured in People magazine.
Recently?
December 14th, yep.
So you just got married?
Yep.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
I appreciate it. It was a good time. A lot of people think I had some crazy connections for that people, but it ended up just being our photographer.
Okay.
Had a connection, so she did some stuff with The Bachelor.
Oh.
The show The Bachelor, got the connection through there, and then so they asked if we would be okay with doing it, and the wife was like, "Heck yeah, let's do it."
Where'd you get married?
Boca Raton.
I was say, don't say Winter Haven.
No, not
okay.
Not Winter
We just
Haven.
had somebody
What's
on that was
Winter
from Winter Haven.
No way.
Oh, is it not a good place to get married?
It's not Boca Raton.
It's not the greatest.
It's not. You don't need to. Just
Yeah,
throw
I'm
it
gonna
in.
keep
Just
that
throw
thing
it
aside.
in.
I'm barely here.
It's not Boca Raton, that's for sure.
No, it's not.
Where in Boca?
Raton.
Boca Resort?
Boca Resort, yep.
Yeah, nice place. Yeah, see?
was
You have
pretty
good
good,
taste.
yeah.
You have good taste.
Do you know anything out of the state of Florida?
Yeah, I know a lot. I've lived a lot of places,
Okay.
Alana, okay?
I
So
know. All right.
let's be honest. But no, gosh, we just had somebody on that went to Winter Haven High School.
Trey Mancini.
Trey Mancini.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday.
There's only so many, so.
Yeah, I mean, I had a conversation. I'm like, Winter Haven High School.
Chris Sell was Lakeland.
Lakeland,
which
yeah.
is pretty close.
Mhm.
Jordan Schaefer went to Winter Haven. Played
Yeah.
a little outfield for the Braves.
Yeah.
Did a little pitching.
I played against Winter Haven in high school. That's how I know.
Oh, okay.
We beat them, though. Sorry. It's okay.
We weren't the greatest.
What are you guys,
but
the
Blue Devils.
Blue Devils?
Yep.
That's right. Yep.
Them and Duke.
Yep.
There you
But
have it.
they were Brewer
Yeah,
colors.
Brew colors. Yep.
Yeah.
Same exact colors, navy blue and
So
gold.
like maybe it was destiny.
I think so.
So they, you signed a minor league deal with them, 2022. Turned things around, obviously. What do you think was the biggest turning point for you, Tobias, just at this big league level, just in pro ball, getting the most out of what you know your ability is?
I think 2022, I was first year on the 40-man, first year big league camp. I put a lot of pressure on myself. I tried to be this perfect pitcher. I tried to do everything perfect. And that year did not go as planned, as we can, as everyone knows. But after that season, I just went home and I just tried to free the brain and just be me and get back to me. And Brewers did a great job of that. They're just like, hey, this is what you do good. We don't want to put any more pressure on you. Just be yourself. And it took a little bit to get going, but as that 23 season went on, just kind of building that confidence back, and like I don't really need to change much. Just kind of be myself, and the success will come. So
What do you do well? They said just do what you do good.
yeah,
What do you do well?
Yeah, fastball at the top.
Yep.
Don't try to put it anywhere else.
Right.
That was kind of what I was trying. I think the mindset was just trying to be perfect in 22. Like I'm trying to put the ball in one little spot when my hot spots are all over the place. So
Okay.
like, we can just kind of just trust the catcher, and William just does such a great job back there with me. So
But how hard is that
trust him.
balance, you guys, as a big leaguer for as long as you were, and as you just get ready, really getting into your career, not putting so much pressure on yourself? Because it's one thing to get to the big league level, as you know, it's another thing entirely to stay. So kind of putting pressure on yourself, kind of making sure you're not always looking behind you, seeing who's coming up. Where's the balance? How do you find that?
for me, the thing that worked for me was just the day-by-day process, just like focusing on what I have to do the next day and just trying to get better every single day. And when it didn't go well, it was me thinking 3 months ahead, what's going to happen in 2 weeks, what's going to happen next month, whatever. So I think just taking that one day at a time process and just focusing on what I have to do today, what I have to do tomorrow, and just not trying to put too much on my plate.
A lot of you have to understand. 2022, 1-15, 1-15.
It's not easy to do.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you a story. So you might have never heard of this guy. I know Alanna knows this. There's a guy named Kyle Loesch.
Oh yeah.
I know
Who pitched for a long time in the big leagues, right? Went on, had a complete. We were in Double-A together one year. He was 1 in like 17. He lost like 17. He won his first game and then lost like 17 games in a row. And then the next year he was in the big leagues and went on and had like a 10-year career. So how do you not let that define you? I mean, I know you said you changed your mindset and when we talked last year on Fox, you were like, oh, I really figured out how to throw the high fastball. But I mean, I'm thinking, man, if I was 1-15, man, I would have been destroyed. But you bounced back and we're in the big leagues. I mean, not that long after that.
Yeah, I think just realizing like that wasn't me. The whole year was just fighting battles that I've never fought before in my head, which I think that was the biggest thing. Being able to like free the mind. I've never had that pressure on me as far as like being in the big leagues and being in big league camp for the first time, and just putting way too much pressure on myself. I just kind of went back to what I did from 6 years old to 2021 was just have fun with the game.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I went back to, just like enjoying every day instead of having this pressure on yourself every day that you have to, I got to do this, I got to do that, when really you just got to enjoy yourself and just try to get a little bit better.
I want you to read what it says right here and then tell me what you felt after all that time. What does this last sentence say?
Myers made his major league debut on April 23rd versus the Pittsburgh Pirates, surrendering a home run to Andrew McCutcheon on the first pitch.
Were you like, I worked my ass off to get here and then the first pitch? You kidding me? You couldn't wait till the second pitch?
He grew up in Polk County as well.
Yeah, he's a Fort Meade guy, yeah?
Yep. I actually went to one of his camps growing up as a kid.
Oh, man.
So I played for Fort Meade High School. I was going to 8th grade, and like the summer JV little thing that you could do.
Like the feeder team.
Yeah, so we did that, and I went to his camp that year and met him, and it's just it was meant to be.
Serendipity, though.
Did you after the game? Did you say like, man, I'm from Polk County, like let me be?
You know what? I haven't talked to him yet, but I did hear that his I think his grandpa his dad, posted on Facebook like, welcome to the league, Rook. Hashtag Polk County. So that was pretty cool to see.
Yeah.
And then just facing him, he's in the division this year. So I'll make sure I definitely have a conversation.
Just dot him one time. Be like, that was for that home run.
Wow.
I'm over that.
Think about it this way,
I'd
though.
rather keep him off the base path.
That's good. That's good.
Think about it this way, though, and Derek Lewandowski, who does a great job for us, too. They say you got to be really good to lose 20 games or 1-15 because they keep giving you opportunities. So obviously, Tobias, they saw something in you. The numbers are hard to see, and the problem with this is everybody has to watch your failure on the biggest screen and the biggest stage in life. But obviously, they saw something in you, and there's a reason you got to where you are. Do you feel that, like, that confidence in you, like you knew you were going to get through that?
I do. Yeah, I do. I never thought it wouldn't happen. So I think that's kind of what kept me going was, fortunately, I was drafted at 17 years old. So I had a little bit more time than in times back then.
That's young.
5, 6, 7 years ago were a little bit different, where you can spend a couple more years in the minor leagues. Now it's like you got 2-3 years to get there. You're going somewhere else. But I just think I realized really quickly what went wrong, and being able to like get back to just getting those thoughts out of my head. Once I got those thoughts out of my head, it was just have some fun. And then once I got to the big leagues, it was just compete. And honestly, I think that was the hardest part about the minor leagues was like the competitive side of it.
Yeah.
There's more, guys are working on what they need to work on. And I'm a competitor. Like I love the big moments. I love like, let's play one-on-one. Let's do something. Like I love competing every single day. So
when you watch this kid on the mound right now, and you're blowing stuff by guys, and you're striking guys out at the big league level, I mean, you're a big leaguer. Nobody can ever take that away from you. What would you have told, Tobias at 6 years old when you started playing this game?
Just keep going. Just keep going. I think someone actually just asked me this, and after one of my spring outings, a kid asked me, "What advice do you have?" And I was just like, just keep going, because like you never know what can happen. I think a lot of the thoughts I had as a kid were these big leaguers were superheroes, and some of them are.
They're not.
Well, I know. We show the videos, and you're pitching in the postseason there, right? You guys had the series, and then Pete happened on the bench. I've won playoff series. I've lost playoff series. I've seen things happen that I didn't think were possible. You have Devin Williams in, who's the best closer in baseball, if not top 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And gives up a home run on a pitch that he hasn't given up a home run on like his career. What was going through the dugout's mind?
It was just silent.
It was shock,
It
right?
was shock, yeah. But I mean, we got through that inning, and then the offense came back, and you kind of would have never thought it happened. The way it kind of I think that's what makes us good. Is like we never feel like we're out of it. We always feel like we could bounce back. And I've only been there for a year, and I know they've done it for years and years and years. But you get that vibe as soon as you get to the clubhouse. And a lot of the guys who get traded over here, they talk about it. It's just like there's just a winning culture to it. And but good to go back to your question. Yeah, it was a dull.
No, let's talk about the culture. What's Murph's word? Undaunted.
Undaunted.
Undaunted. What's he have tattooed? 204 or whatever.
He's got 100 words, 100 phrases.
Yeah. What's your nickname?
I don't have one.
You know, what?
He called me Travis one time last year.
Did he?
And that didn't stick. So I don't know. I don't think I have one yet.
Tell him your name is Kane.
He doesn't know who that is. I don't think Murph knows who that is.
No way.
Kane Brown? You don't think
I don't
it
think so.
No way. What is it like though? Because you mentioned the winning culture, and the Brewers every year seem to outperform expectations. Their win totals, whatever it is. What is it about the organization? You've been there for a year, a little over a year now.
Mm-hmm.
But you lived it last year when you guys won the game, won the division, went to the postseason. What is it? Is it Murph? Is it the players like Yelich that have been there for a while, William Contreras? I mean, Adames is gone, but those guys, or is it start at the top with like Antanasio and then Matt Arnold and those guys?
I don't know if there's a specific person it comes from or whatnot, but I know that it's just the vibe. Once you get in there, we feel like, for me at least, my first year in the big leagues, I felt like I could win every game out there with that defense behind me and the way these guys fight at the plate. But yeah, I think it comes from Murph, and I think it comes from the vets you named, Yelich, Reese, Willie last year, Freddie, these guys who've been around, who've been there. Woody, he was hurt, but
is he back?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's back. He's back, and he looks good. So we're excited for Woody to get back. And yeah, I don't know. It's just like you just trust the process is what I get out of it. I just put all my full trust in William behind the plate, the scouting department, kind of giving me the leeway to be me and just keeping it simple for me. So
How much did you use to shake off your catcher as compared to how much you shake him off now?
I don't think I've ever shaken William.
Yeah.
Maybe once or twice when I'm feeling myself out there, and it never goes right. So then he'll give you that look.
Just trust him.
Yeah, he'll give you that look, and then you're like, I probably won't do that for about 2 months.
Have you had any conversations with Jose Quintana? Obviously, an ad this year, a good boost to that rotation. What are those conversations been like?
Yeah, he's awesome, man. He's just to see the way he takes care of his body at the age he is, and you would never know. We were messing around the other day, and he was like, "How old do I look?" And I was like, 25, 28. Like, you look good, man. Your ball's coming out. Cool story about Jose is my first full season, 2017. I went to my first playoff game ever in Chicago with my older agency, and he was starting that game, and he went like 6 shutty or 6-1er, and they ended up winning the game. And I was telling him the story the other day, and it was just pretty cool to like be that 18-year-old kid then, and now being like in the rotation with him. Yeah, it's surreal. So
and we share that. I caught his debut.
Did you?
Yeah, nice. 2012.
That's
13 years ago. Mercy.
I mean,
that's not too long ago. Yeah. He still got it.
He's still good. He's always pitched good.
No,
in
you
Milwaukee.
still got it.
Oh, me no.
No.
I ain't still got that. Hey, any euchre stories?
Nothing specific. I think he just the presence. I mean,
his Jordans.
Yeah, he was always well dressed. My locker was we called it option row because it's kind of like a row, or
up and down elevators.
Yeah. And he has to pass by there every single day. So it was cool to see like how he interacted with everybody, and he never cut anybody short. He would never shorten his time for something that anyone needed. If he's sitting there talking to you, he's into the conversation, and it was just really cool to hear the stories he had, and just you being you. I mean, he's there pretty much every day at home. It's going to suck not seeing him, but I mean, we have something to play for this year now, and we have something to play for every year, but we have that little chip on our shoulder this year, and we know he's always going to be there with us. Yeah. And just really cool to see how he interacted with everyone and how he treated everyone, and there was no, doesn't matter if you're there for 1 day or 10 years, he kind of treated everybody exactly the same. And I think that's the specialness to him.
All right, so Alanna and I have both done the sausage race in Milwaukee. We both done it. Okay. Would you want to do it? Would you do it if they came?
I'll do it. Yeah, I'm a competitor.
I don't think he's allowed to. In the CBA, it says
no sausage race.
No sausage race.
It says no sausage race in the CBA.
No
I don't
mascot
want to break
races.
any rules, but I'm a competitor, so.
I almost killed Reese when I did it last year.
Did you?
Yeah, because I cut the corner.
You trying to cheat?
I was getting smoked because I thought these guys were going to just kind of take it easy. They took off fast.
Oh, yeah. They're trying to win.
I was like, I got to catch up. So I cut way inside, and Reese was on deck, and I was screaming like, look out, Reese.
It's up. Might run you over, but yeah, people got money on that thing, man.
Have you done the slide?
No, I don't think we're allowed to do the slide.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I heard we're not allowed.
The sausage
it's
costumes
fast.
are heavy.
I've seen videos of people doing it, and yeah, I agree with you.
It's high
a lot
and
quicker
it's fast.
than you think it is. So maybe we'll get out there. Maybe we'll.
Tell Vasallo. Hey, let me just, while no one's looking, just let me up
What
there
I
real
want to
quick.
do is go hit that simulator up there, that golf simulator.
Oh, they have one of those?
Mhm.
Bernie the Brewer, while you guys are, while you're
I think
pitching, he's
I think it's
playing the
under-
golf
Yeah,
simulator?
I think it's under Bernie. All like the glass window that you see out there in left center field. Yeah.
You mentioned you recently switched to Klutch. Why Klutch?
Just the home feeling. I don't know. It was easier for me. I had a lot of teammates that were already with Klutch who had great stories and great just how great they treat them and they take care of the players. And yeah,
They promised you a house like this?
No, they didn't. But that would be
Good
sick.
thing. Well, you keep pitching this way. It's, you continue to improve. Any new pitches? Speaking of that,
No new pitches. No.
Okay.
No
New
kick
pitches.
change or
I wish
the
I
hot-
could learn
the
that
hot-
thing. You know?
the hot
Yeah.
pitch of the spring?
No, we were playing with Splinker all year last year. You know how that was. Me, Savali, and a few guys. But no new pitches.
High? You're just going to stick with the high one?
Stick with the high one.
The high four-seamer. You got the glove going
Got
up,
a
and
free-
you come
yeah.
right behind it with the
Uh-huh.
four-seamer.
Yep. Stick
I
with
like
the same thing and just try to repeat.
we're looking forward to it. Thank you
you.
so much for being here
Twice.
again. Congratulations on all that you've accomplished so far.
Thank
Many
you.
more things ahead for you. Thanks so much, Tobias. We appreciate it.
Thank you guys for having me. I
All right.
appreciate it.
No, of course, you're always welcome. All right, we're continuing here as, of course, the Klutch
Where all
House
this stuff is.
kind of starting to get packed.
Yeah.
I heard a champagne cork pop, by the way. I don't know if you know, like when you hear a ball when you're golfing and the club hits the ball, it's that ping. That's what I hear when I hear champagne corks going. It's like that same kind of like happy noise. Gabriel Moreno is joining us.
Yes.
Momentarily.
We're going to have a break here with the Arena Club. We're going to talk slab packs and
Okay,
baseball cards.
let's do it.
FT fam, if you love ripping packs of cards, there is a modern way to do that now on Arena Club with their slab packs and crats. I know you love ripping slab packs and getting that sweet card that you've always been looking for.
Yeah, and you don't have to go through all the other ones, all the Kratz cards that are in there. Bang, you just get the big one, the one that you're just peeking right around the corner when you open that pack, the one you expect to get.
Also, Arena Club will make you an instant offer for your card based on its market value. You'll get an instant offer of 90% of the estimated value, so you can accept it on the spot, simple, fast, and risk-free. Use that cash to buy more slab packs, and you can get your cards officially graded by Arena Club. So go check it out right now, FT fam. You can get 20% off your first slab pack or card purchase by going to arenaclub.com/foul and then use the code FOUL. That's arenaclub.com/FOUL, code FOUL for 20% off your first purchase. Get after it, FT fam.
All right, welcome back to Klutch House here. Foul territory rolling on here. About 25 more minutes in our show. Very happy and welcoming Gabriel Moreno here, of course, with the Arizona Diamondbacks. You've had some big innings and some big moments already in the postseason. Take us back to 2023, just kind of going through that time or when you guys were in the World Series. When 23, 22? Can't remember what year it was at this point. Just some big moments. What was the most important thing for you then?
The most important to that moment was all the way we play to get the playoffs, like all the season, all the stuff, we put work hard to make the playoffs, wild card, and all the stuff. And I think that was the best part for me because we build the year
Yeah.
to get the spot. And when we was in wild card, that was amazing what we do in Milwaukee. That was incredible moment. My homers against Burn, my teammate now.
Let him know. Let him know.
Yeah.
Let him know.
Yeah, he's my guy. He's a good guy now. And good. That is one my thing. What I remember in the white card is the next day against Dodger was crazy.
Yeah, insane.
Yeah. And those moments, like I still believe it. Those moments, beat the Dodgers in 3 games and beat the Twins in Dodger Stadium.
Yeah.
So that's crazy, and I think that it's good. Against Philly, everybody know like tough to play there, and get comfortable to beat them in Philadelphia. I think that's the most incredible part that I remember of those playoffs and go to the World Series. That's a dream come true, and we don't get the ring, but like we
Close.
do the effort. Yeah, we did the effort to win it, and we're still happy from that. But the job is not done, so we just gotta keep playing every day and win the ring. That's what I want.
What was it like your first year? You go to the World Series, you win Gold Glove, right, which is incredible.
Yeah.
But then last year you get hurt, and the team missed you, right? So what was it like sitting out after going to the World Series? Listen, as a former catcher, you were like, to me, the catcher is the most important position in the team. So what was it like when you had to sit out and watch your team, and then you missed the playoffs on the last day by 1 game, and you think, if I just could have played that time, we would have won 95 games, been in the postseason, and maybe gone to the World Series again.
Yeah. That moment from last year was, I know, was hurt. I was looking games every night. It's hurt. It's hurt because I think we meet there, we can win more games and go to the playoffs more easily. But like, the baseball is hard. Like it's not easy. But like I saw like my teammates, Jose Herrera and Del Castillo, he got called up, and they do a pretty good job too. So, but I know it's
You got
something.
gold. You got gold on this hand though.
Yeah.
Gold. And
Yeah. Yeah, I know. That's that.
En español.
No, it's okay.
Dime en español, yo lo puedo.
Sí, yo pienso que yo sé que me extrañaron y siempre quise sentirme como si estuviera ahí dándole la presencia y tratar de ayudarlos a ellos también, a que se pudieran sentir cómodos y ayudar al equipo, al pitch staff y todo eso para ganar.
He said he knows that they missed him obviously, but he wanted to make sure that he was there, still offering the support and still helping them, kind of guiding the pitching staff. I mean, it was obviously hard for him to sit back when he's not there, being hurt, but he still wanted to be available to them and still help, despite the fact that he's not, behind the plate, not guiding the pitching staff physically. He was there for them in terms of support, but he certainly knows that they missed him too.
Yeah, and I know you talk about the Gold Glove, and yeah, that was. That year, like I was like at the end of the season, somebody tell me like, hey, you there like to win, and like I don't know that how I can check. And then I just look around.
So
like,
you were
I know
paying
what's
attention?
There. Yeah. But in the end of the season, I don't know how win all those win the Gold Glove. Like I don't care about that. I just care winning games and all that stuff. But like. That year was great. I win my first Gold Glove. Last year I was finalist. But like what you say, I was hurt 2 months and a half, and I think this year that is my goal. Like be healthy all the season, still in the field every day, and win games. That's what I want.
Yeah, you guys have. I love the fact. I give you a lot of credit that you are trying to speak English because it's hard. It's hard to come play this game and try to do things in a different language. Why is it important ¿por qué quieres aprender inglés y tratar de hacer las entrevistas en inglés? Why do you want to do the interviews in English?
Actually, I can speak English good, not perfectly, but like I can speak good. It's just like every time when I see like camera in front of me, like, I got nervous. So
Yeah,
You're doing great.
Yeah, you're doing
No,
great.
you're doing
I know, but like
unbelievable. No, it's great.
every time, every time when I see the camera, I get nervous and trying to do my best. Talking with with my teammates in the Klutch House, they tell me, hey, do it. One time you had to do it, and now I had a couple of interviews with the camera in English. So, and that's what I'm saying here. Like, okay, let's do it both.
Absolutely.
And,
Keep
well,
doing that.
we're
Yeah.
doing English and Spanish, so that's made me more comfortable to
I
talk.
can't imagine going to Venezuela
Oh yeah.
and the reporter's coming to me and I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I know a little bit of Spanish. I know enough baseball Spanish where I can get away with speaking Spanish to you if you were my teammate.
Yeah.
But there's no way I could do it. If Venezuela, if Ozzie Guillen came up to me and said, hey, do an interview in Espanol, I'm like, translator, please?
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about the style. You
Best
obviously
dressed.
best
Best dressed
dressed
tonight.
Best dressed at Klutch House. Obviously, are you into clothes? You like clothes?
Yeah. I love the clothes, outfits. I always looking how I'm gonna look.
Best dressed on the
time.
Diamondbacks? Best
Sure,
dressed, of
sure.
course. Of course.
Of course, everybody know that. And yeah, like every time when I had like a event, I just try to dress pretty good and make me feel good and take some photos because I like the clothes and what you say. Like
Yeah.
I like to see how I look.
A lot of really good baseball
Catchers
players.
are great. Catchers are best dressed.
They're not.
Yeah.
Are you kidding
They're
me?
not.
Yeah.
They're not.
Sure.
He is.
Oh, yeah.
He
He's
is.
current catchers.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. A lot of great baseball players, obviously, from Venezuela. Who did you grow up idolizing?
Miguel Cabrera.
Sí, claro que sí.
That's what I grown up seeing him. He played in Venezuela. I went to the stadium to see him. That's crazy what he do there and here in the MLB. So that's my favorite player, my idol, and those guys. When I was in fielder, like 16 years old, when I was 16 years old, I grown up following. No, not grown up. When I was in field, I see Francisco Lindor when he called up, and I like his way how he played in that time in Cleveland, and I love him. In that time, he's still my favorite player, but like now it's different because I'm catcher. So, but in that time, he was my favorite player. I love him, and I still love him. And
You're mad at him, though, because last year they made the playoffs instead of you.
Yeah. That's true. But like, this is a baseball game, tough, whatever can happen. And now in that time, Wilson Contreras was like killing in the clubs as a catcher, and he was my favorite catcher in that time. So because in that time we had the same style, like aggressive throwing to the bases, all this stuff, and I just follow him in that time.
Why'd you become a catcher?
Yeah.
Who told you to be a catcher?
The scout. I was doing
Toronto scout, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
You signed with Toronto.
I signed with Toronto. Yeah. I was doing my tryout, doing my double plays, taking ground ball, backhand, all the stuff. I received the catcher, throw to second, and then he called me like, "Hey, you never throw to second? You never do it?" And I said, "No, but I can try." Like, okay, let's do it. And my putt time was like 1-7 right away. I say, "Oh wait, you catching? You're a catcher. I know." They look it because that was crazy in that time. But like, that's how I signed like right away.
That's awesome.
How long did you believe it right away that you could be a catcher? How long did it take you to believe it yourself?
Wow. In that time when they tell me like, "Hey, we're gonna sign you," but like, as a catcher, I was thinking, like catcher. I never been like a catcher. Like, and then I talked with my agent. Hey, I don't know if I can catch. And he say, "I don't know if you want." And I just want to sign. Like I just want to get the opportunity.
You want to get to the Pro Bowl. Yeah.
And I do it. I say, okay, let's do it. And I signed the contract, all this stuff. And it took me like 3, 4, or 5 months to get like to learn more as a catcher and be ready for game all the stuff. And I think that's the thing what I know to me, like what I know. I'm always trying to learn like the most quickly possible to get my development as a everything like so hitting, receiving, everything. That's what I know to me, and that's it. That's what that helped me to where I am right now. So
The first foul ball off your face. What'd you think?
that was crazy. Yeah, that's a little bit busy. Like you can see like the star a little bit. Yeah, that happened. You gotta stay low for a little bit and then you're good.
Were you like,
yeah. That's crazy.
How about that, though? I mean, you signed as an infielder, and you have a Gold Glove as a catcher in a very short amount of time. I mean, that's got to make you pretty proud.
Yeah, for sure. When I know he's gonna win, that's I feel proud of me because I know the work what I put to be a catcher, to lead a team, to go to the World Series, and I think that's what I'm proud of me. So and all the stuff. But I have one more thing. Like I don't know if you can see my 2022 before I got traded. The last game, if you see, I played. We had a double hitter against Baltimore. I catch the first game, all the game. In the second game, I played left field, second game, and third.
No way.
No way.
You can check.
No
That's
way.
awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's why they traded you. Because they're like, he's a utility player.
Oh yeah. And the next year I win the Gold Glove. That's
awesome.
That's awesome.
Incredible. Yeah.
What'd you think when you got traded? Because I know Toronto fans that say that was one of their worst trades they've ever made. Nothing against Dalton Varsho, but they got you, Gold Glover, and they got Gurriel, who's a very, unbelievable player and hitter, big clutch hitter. So, what'd you think when you got traded?
I always think like when they called me, like was December 23. I thought Rosansky called me for giving the Merry Christmas because that was my for sure. That was my first time in
the States.
In the big league, and I thought he gonna give me that, and he told me, "Hey, you are in for trade, so to Diamondbacks," and I say, "Wow." And he didn't believe me, but like he just traded me. He didn't believe me, he just traded me. Like, but it's good.
It's okay, it worked out.
Yeah, and the Divas give me the opportunity to be behind the play every day, and that's what I'm so happy for this thing. And I feel like I'm at home. I feel like I'm at home and all this the stuff. And with Gurriel, like that's my teammate. Like I'll be with him everywhere he go. I go with him, and that's the good part in this.
Halo.
Yeah.
What color?
He had purple with green last year. He say he's will change for another color, but like I don't know what color it's gonna be. But yeah, we had my teammate like Corbin Carroll, Ale Thomas, everybody, Ketel, Domo. They give you the welcome to the team, and they are good player. They're good person. Like they give you the confidence to be like a home, and that's the key for where we are now.
It's awesome. I'm so what a run that you've already had. Just growing up in Venezuela, obviously wanting to get to the big leagues, signing as an infielder, and already a Gold Glove, and you're young in your career, and that's pretty awesome. Congratulations!
Thank you.
Thanks for taking the time.
Hold on, before we go, you got to ask him about the Dodgers. Come on, the last team to beat the Dodgers, he was behind the plate.
I know.
In the playoffs.
I know.
She's a Dodger.
I know.
Yeah.
I see his face.
Thanks for that. Now that's awesome. Honestly, like you guys, nobody, with the exception of you, everybody believed that the Dodgers were going to win that series, right?
Yeah.
And you proved everybody wrong. How much satisfaction was there in that?
Yeah. Wow. remember that moment, like, got me crazy. Yeah, because I hit a homer against Clayton Kershaw.
Yeah,
and
I know.
that is-
Oh, I know.
And yeah, I'm gonna always remember that homer. I had a good photo for putting my walk, and hang when he threw the ball was like this, and I was flipping the bat. That was the best photo I'm gonna have, and good. I think beating those 3 games. I think beating the first 2 games in the Dodger Stadium.
Yeah.
That was amazing. We did a pretty good job. Everybody was focused to doing the job, and they did it.
And how about the 4 home runs in 1 inning?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, thanks.
See how she changed the subject from Dodgers? See, she changed the subject.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to talk about Dodgers this year. Right?
Oh,
now
yeah.
you guys are not afraid of the Dodgers this year.
They're not.
Yeah,
They shouldn't
yeah.
be. You have a great team. You have
I
an
agree.
unbelievable
Yeah.
starting rotation.
You guys have
too.
the best one of the best starting rotations, if not
Yeah,
the
yeah,
best, right?
Yeah.
And every day. You.
Yep. Will be. I believe our rotation, and I think we're gonna win a lot of games.
You have a great rotation.
Yeah, we're gonna win a lot of games. Just stay healthy first, and play baseball.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite one to catch?
Ooh.
Zach, because you got Zach, you got Merrill, right? Now you have Corbin.
Corbin.
You can say Corbin. Patakaye,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Right? Monty.
Yeah.
Who else? Brandon Fott.
I think my favorite catch. I just
Say all of them.
oh yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. Like I just got 2 spring training games. Corbin Burns, I love him. Bob Gallen, Merrill, and all the pitchers. Like I know how they pitch. I love everybody. We had a top 5 all-star rotation, and everybody. I know everybody's good. I can say 1.
That's a perfect way to answer. Good job.
Yeah.
We appreciate you taking the time. Best of luck.
They're gonna be good.
Oh, I know.
we talked about the A's being good.
I know.
We were at your camp yesterday. You guys are gonna be good.
Yeah.
Good.
Stay healthy and good luck. Appreciate
Thank
it
you.
very much.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I gotta get me a hat like that.
You can't
I gotta
pull-
get me a
you
foul
can't-
territory
you
hat
can't-
like that.
I don't
Like
think
that?
you can pull that off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That thing is nice.
That's pretty sick.
That's pretty good.
I don't know.
They're pretty good.
All right, Gabriel, thank you so much. Buena
Thank
suerte
you.
con todo. Gracias
Gracias,
por todo.
muchas gracias.
All right, that's going to do it for us here on Foul Territory. Do not forget, though, we are back at White Sox camp tomorrow. We're also back here at Klutch House tomorrow night. So big thanks to the Klutch Agency. Big thanks to RBC Bank. Fair tomorrow and Dodgers Territory and Foul and all the things from White Sox Camp Live.
Can't wait.
Yeah,
Can't wait.
you're going to White
I'm going
Sox.
back home.
You're going back
I'm
home.
going home.
And we are, like I said, we're back here tomorrow night. Thanks for everything. We will see you then.